Getting you ready for game time. Join me, Sal from Behind the Arc Basketball, as I announce play-by-play. Make sure to smash the like and subscribe, because now we're about to go live. Entering the pregame, we now present Sal from Behind the Arc Basketball. And what's good? Happy Saturday night. Glad to have you guys on and once again part of the channel tonight. We get a good one in store. 5 versus 4 and a round of 32 action on this Saturday night. And I believe it's the first time that I've streamed these two teams, by the way, in the channel. So let's see if we can keep on growing tonight. Nebraska, number 4 seed in the tournament, coming off their first ever NCAA tournament victory in program history over Troy on Thursday, taking on Vanderbilt. In this matchup, the Commodores, number 5 seed in the brackets with elite surge at the end of the season, coming off some solid victories, wins over Tennessee and Florida in the SEC tournament. They are led by their star-studded guard, Tyler Tandler, 5th in the SEC in scoring, averaging 19 points per game this season. This should be a fun one tonight. If you're doing the stream, smash the thumbs up, hit the like, hit the subscribe. Vanderbilt comes in, slight favorite on the line, 1.5-point favorites. And yeah, this should be a fantastic matchup going on between these two teams. So I'll get you guys caught up here with scores throughout the tournament in just a moment. Let's see here. So I heard that, Jeffrey, so I'm not sure if it's true or not. Whether Brian Hodgson, the South Florida coach, is going to be the new head coach for Providence. I've heard some rumors out there. Nothing has been confirmed by sources, but it looks like, according to a couple of college basketball experts, it's trending in the right direction, but nothing's confirmed as of yet that Brian Hodgson will be the new head coach for South Florida. There's been a couple of sources that's like fake news sources that I don't really pay attention to over on Twitter that are like satire sources that are like misleading, but then there are actually a couple of sources from the college basketball world that's saying that it is trending in that direction, but nothing has been confirmed just yet. What's good, Mark, on the stream, liking Vandy for this one. Jake, thanks for joining in out from Fort Worth. Glad to have you guys on the stream tonight for this one. Hit us up in the chat who you guys like to win here, Nebraska or Vandy. Kind of shocked by the poll right now, very lopsided in favor of Nebraska. Maybe it will start to even out once we get more people into it, but Duke was in a close one against TCU. Then they pulled away, half number 2, a dominant second half for Duke, 43-24 the second half to pull away 81-58 against TCU, and looks like Duke has finally found their stride in this tournament. Michigan State picked up a win over Louisville, 77-69, and the first game today, Michigan They were tested first half against St. Louis, then pulled away second half. 95-72 for Michigan. Houston throttled Texas A&M 88-57. And a really good game going down right now between Texas and Gonzaga. That's back and forth, back and forth. We'll keep you guys posted there. 7 minutes left to go in regulation. Texas with a 3-point lead, 57-54. Illinois, which got out to a quick start against VCU. VCU starting to make a comeback right now. 23-19, Fighting Illini with under 7 minutes left to go in the first half. Vandy, Nebraska, that'll tip off in around 15 minutes from now. So it says 9:02 p.m. Eastern time. So tip-off has been pushed back. It was supposed to be 8:45. The Houston Texas A&M game that got pushed back late. So this game's not going to start until slightly past 9 o'clock on the East Coast tonight. I got Arizona to win it all. So my final four is Arizona against Duke in the national title game, and then I have Arizona and Michigan on the right side of the bracket. Left side of the bracket, I have Duke and Houston. Hey, what's good? Daniel on the street, welcome in. Yeah, Houston looked really good today for them. Showed big boy basketball to A&M and destroyed A&M. Thinking about the games last night after I signed off, I did UCLA, UCF. Yeah, the late night window last night, that was interesting. I was actually up watching all the games till like 1 a.m. That UConn game did not end until 1 a.m. And it was a disaster for UConn the first half. Like based on like the end outcome of that game, nobody was happy. 1 in the morning, UConn had a terrible performance. They end up beating Furman because Terrace Reed goes out for 31 points and 27 rebounds in the tournament game. And it was close all throughout. And then UConn, like, final couple minutes, started to pull away and picked up a double-digit win. The other one that was interesting last night, Cal Baptist against Kansas. Cal Baptist was down by 26 points. Kansas went on 8-minute scoring drought with just one basket, and Cal Baptist, they cut it down to 6 with a minute left to go. They almost came back and almost won. I think it was like 68-60, the final score. Yeah, Kansas is super lucky. If there was one more minute extra in that game, Cal Baptist would have came back and won. Cal Baptist had like a top 10 score in the league on their team too. That guy needs to get picked up in the draft. Like that's amazing what that does for a program. Like that, like a program that probably I've been streaming for years, NBA, college hoops, and I don't think I've said the words Cal Baptist once until this tournament going in, until Selection Sunday. That was the first time that I've ever said the program Cal Baptist on my channel. Dominique Daniels, 23-point per game score, fifth in the nation. Yeah, he was the guy who just completely took over last night against Kansas and started to mount that 26-point comeback. That was insane. It always seems like Kansas gets put in the late night window in the first round, and they always get the best shot out of a lower-seeded team. A couple of years ago, they got Buckyball and Samford, and Samford took Hunter Dickinson in Kansas 2 years ago into overtime. Lost that game, but that was one heck of a battle. Yeah, usually there's a big boy team that gets pushed in like the late night window at like 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock tip-off time for like one of the last games on like a Friday. And Kansas had been that team in the previous 2 or 3 seasons. Michigan got pushed against UC San Diego last year. So there's that type of game that's happened between like a 13 and a 4 for quite a while. Hey, what's good, Bradley? Welcome in. Sorry to hear about your cards today, man. Gave a lot of fight, though, but glad I was able to stream that victory for you guys on Thursday to open up the bracket. URI lost to Alabama today. Tough one there, yeah. That's unfortunate for URI. Tough to go up against a school with resources like the SEC, but hold their heads up high, and hopefully they'll be able to get back into the bracket next year. Yeah, I was actually out all this afternoon, so I wasn't able to cover any games for you guys. That's why I have just one stream tonight. I did a triple header today for volleyball. Yeah, that was big time for me. Big time. Doing men's college volleyball today. Major upset. So one of the teams that I covered for men's college volleyball, they're brand new, first season as a program, all freshmen and sophomores. They beat the number 12 team in the country today. It was a major upset. They hosted the tri-match. They hosted number 25 Hobart's. They lost and got swept to Hobart in the first game. And then the second one was a tri-match between Hobart and LaSalle, which LaSalle's number 12. And Hobart came back and beat LaSalle in 5 sets. And then the last game I had was the team that I broadcast for in their first ever year as a men's volleyball program. They were 8-11, and they beat a team that was 15-4, that was ranked 12th in the country. And before that, they were 0-6 against ranked opponents. They got swept against every single ranked opponent they faced. It wasn't even close. And one of their dudes went off for 27 kills today. It was insane. Like, it came out of nowhere. .902 tip-off time we're going to get for this one. Illinois, close one right now with VCU 24-23. Vandy, looking really good on the offensive side of the ball this season for them. Number 10 in KenPom, 8th in offense, 29th in defense, number 13 in net ranking. And they got 9 seniors, 3 juniors, tons of experience on their squad. Their best player's a sophomore with Tyler Tanner, number 5 in the SEC in points per game, averaging 19. They put up a ton of points. This team kind of reminds me of that Miami Hurricanes team that went to the Final Four a couple years back, where they just spread the ball out. They score a bunch of points, they spread the ball out, and they're a 1.5 point favorite in this matchup today. Honestly, I wouldn't be shocked if Vandy comes out, blows out the doors out of this Nebraska team. This might be very reminiscent of the second round matchup from like 4 years ago where Miami just completely obliterated Indiana in the first round and was shooting the cover off the ball in that matchup. 6 guys averaging double figures for the Commodores. They're 5-1 in their previous 6 games. They got some of the best wins in the country in the last couple weeks. They beat Tennessee in the SEC tournament. They beat Florida in the SEC tournament semis. Lost to Arkansas in the title game in the SEC tournament. A little bit of slow start against McNeese State in the opening round, but then got the gears into action. Half number 2 took over, beat McNeese 78-68 in round 1. But this team can score. 14th in the nation in points per game, 4th in free throw shooting percentage, top 40 in field goal shooting percentage, top 60 in the country in three-point makes, top 100 in the nation in three-point shooting percentage. Scrappy defense where Tyler Tanner's ranked 2nd in the SEC in steals. They ranked top 55 in the country in steals and top 30 in fewest turnovers per game. So this Vanderbilt team playing some really good basketball as of late, and they can score the basketball a ton. These guys get buckets. On the other side, Nebraska, they're a different scenario. They're all defensive for this team. They started off at 20-0, and they're 7-6 in their previous 13 games. Number 13 on KenPom, but kind of worried in this matchup here if Vanderbilt comes out and just shooting. If Vandy comes out, shoots the ball at a high clip, and Nebraska struggles to connect with their shots, this could be a long night for Nebraska because they're not known to be an efficient offensive unit. They rank 54th in the country in offense per efficiency, number 7 in total defense for them in defensive efficiency. So they're an excellent defensive team, but their offense, it struggles for them. And they started off the season incredible, 20-0. They were 4-0 against Big Ten teams in the tournament right now and conference teams in December and January, but just 1-6 from late January to March against Big Ten opponents who are in the bracket. So losses to Illinois, Purdue, and Michigan State down the stretch. I believe the only win was against Iowa, which is a 9 seed. So that was the only win in the final month and a half against the conference opponent for Nebraska that is in the bracket for them, whereas Vanderbilt went on and beat teams like Tennessee and Florida going into the bracket in the SEC tournament. Nebraska averaging 77 points per game, 144th in the nation. Their defense ranks 15th in fewest points allowed, and it's all about the 3 ball. Like, they let it rain from the perimeter. That's what they're about, is they take a bunch of threes, they make a bunch of threes. If they're on point, most likely they're going to win. If they're not on point, it's going to be a loss for them. So this is kind of like a similar profile of yesterday's team with Villanova, where Villanova's a high-rate three-point shooting team. This Nebraska team, same thing. They just heave up a bunch of threes. But here's the issue is that Vanderbilt has a pretty solid perimeter defense. Vandy ranks 95th in the nation in perimeter defense. So they're going to key in and be able to take that away from Nebraska. Nebraska ranks 14th in the country in three-point shooting rate per attempts per team. And also, they don't get a lot of rebounds either. They rank 326th in the country in offensive rebounds. And in this type of environment, a tournament-style environment, it's tougher to knock down those shots from the perimeter when players are a lot more tighter. Then if you struggle to generate those second-chance offensive rebounds, this could be a tough night for Nebraska, I see, for this one here. For a team that everything is threes, if they're coming out drilling their threes, and wow, then that's impressive there for Nebraska. But usually for teams, it's a tough time for them to settle in. Look at Illinois right now. They started off strong, and now they're having some difficulty against VCU. 26-26, Illinois, VCU tied up at the moment. And Texas Gonzaga, really good game over there, 66-64. That might need overtime with under 3 minutes left to go. Texas, an 11 seed up over the Zags by 2. Going to tip off in around 5 minutes here for this one. If you're new in the channel, smash the thumbs up, hit the like, hit the subscribe. Oh, wow, lost power out there at Jamestown, looks like, for Jeffrey. Yeah, it was actually pretty windy yesterday. Yeah, I felt so bad for the people on my stream yesterday. That was unfortunate. Somebody put a funny comment on here how I have like a potato router or something for my internet. Yeah, so what happened is I got like a big wind gust in like the final minute of Kentucky Santa Clara, and then it kicked me off the internet for like 10 seconds, and then my whole stream buffered. And then people were saying no audio, because what happens when the stream buffers, I think it goes to like a no audio thing, and then you have to like refresh the URL to get the audio back. So it was the worst time ever. It buffered with a minute left to go, and then it buffered again, I think, on the 3-point make by Santa Clara for a brief second. I dropped the frame, and then when Atiga Owe drilled the 3, it then was fine, and then it dropped the frame again when I hit overtime. No baseball for me. Yeah, I just focus on basketball. I actually don't get like baseball that much on TV, like none of the channels. Yeah, Red Sox goes through Nesson. I don't have Nesson on my TV. It's not part of the YouTube package. Duffers, welcome in. Thanks for joining in. Appreciate you here for being a part of the channel. Looking for Vandy to pick up the win here. Make sure to vote in that poll here. Nebraska or Vandy. Right now, Nebraska leading the poll. So my take on this game is I think it's going to generate vibes from 2023 Miami Hurricanes when they took down Indiana in the tournament in the second rounds. I think that's where we're looking at today. Some really good guard play by Vandy in this game. They got an absolutely like incredible guard that they have that's a stud with Tyler Tanner that can go out, score buckets. And this is a high-octane offense. I'm kind of worried about Nebraska with their offense, that it won't be able to keep up going up against Vandy in this matchup. If Vandy comes out, knocks down their shots, firing away, and then Vandy starts to key in on the perimeter shooting in Nebraska, then it could be a tough night if the lid's not too generous for Nebraska's shot makers tonight. Illinois starting to get going right now. 33-28 Illinois in the final minute left to go in the opening half. Wow. Somebody just drilled a 3 for Texas. 69-64. Jordan Pope, big-time 3. 5-point lead for Texas. Gonzaga has to call a timeout with 2:25 left. Yeah, that's a really good game. I knew that was going to be a great game. Gonzaga had some difficulty in their first round matchup. It's usually like a bigger conference school that knocks out Gonzaga too. I had them going on to the Sweet 16. I wasn't really too confident about it. It was just kind of like the bracket that they got put up in. Because Texas was with BYU. BYU couldn't play defense. Yeah, that was basically like a toss-up pick there between an 11 and a 3 because Gonzaga had a really good record. It's just they weren't the same this year. They're not like a terrific offensive unit like they've been in the past for them. They were more of like a defensive stylistic team. Plus, they're missing Braden Huff, their top player. Injuries, man, been a killer in this tournament. Yeah, I'm concerned about Iowa State going into tomorrow, taking on Kentucky. Actually, I should see Joshua Jefferson. He was injured in that previous game. Looked like a pretty bad injury. I should see what his availability is for tomorrow. Yeah, he's doubtful tomorrow against Kentucky. That's not a good sign for, like, one of the top players in college hoops this year. That's not good for Iowa State. And they're, like, a thin roster, too. All right, here we go. Vandy, Nebraska. If you're new to the stream, smash the thumbs up, hit the like, hit the subscribe. About to tip off here in just a moment. This game's taking place out in Oklahoma City, Oklahoma, Paycom Center. For this matchup, Nebraska picked up their first ever NCAA tournament victory on Thursday in program history over Troy, 76-47. Vandy with a win over McNeese State, 78-65. To get them into the bracket. Vanderbilt seeking their 5th Sweet 16 appearance in program history, the first one since 2007. 27 victories for Vandy with a 27-6 record. That ranks the second most victories in program history. Mark Byington in his second season as a head coach for Vandy going up against Fred Hoiberg. First ever round of 32 appearance in program history for the Huskers. Should be a fun one. I believe it's my first ever stream for both of these teams. Maybe I covered one game before for Vandy, not sure. Duke Miles, Tyler Tanner, Tyler Nico, A.K. Akorike, Devin McLaughlin, the starting 5 for Vanderbilt, going up against Sam Hoiberg, Jamarcus Lawrence, Price Sandfort, Rink Mast, and Burka Bayuntojel, the starting 5 for Nebraska. As we are underway, Vanderbilt controls the opening tip. Black jerseys, white numbers, white letters, with a gold outline for Vanderbilt off the opening possession. They go left to right on the floor. Tanner slides it off to the corner. Corner 3 by Vandy, missed off the rim. Short to rebound, secure by Mast for Nebraska. Nebraska, white jerseys, red numbers, red letters for this matchup. Rink Mast. At the top of the key, number 51, the senior out in the Netherlands. Handoff to Sam Hoiberg, the coach's son from Lincoln, Nebraska. Off the deflection in the backcourt. Nebraska able to maintain possession. Vandy trying to speed up Nebraska off this opening possession. Nebraska bobbled it with Hoiberg. 8 in the timer. Kick out. Corner 3. Got it. That is good by Burka Bayuntojel from Turkey on the 3 to begin this game for Nebraska. We're going to see that a ton out of Nebraska, number 14 in the country, and 3-point shooting attempts per game. Vandy, second possession. Dribble drive up to the mid-block, kick out to the corner. Tanner at the baseline, draws the double. Swings it on top into the hands to Miles, launches the jumper off the back rim, no good. Nebraska, oh, they got size. Rink Mast, 6'9", soars up, collects the defensive rebound. Big board right there for Rink Mast. Mast at the top of the key for the Huskers. Dribbles up, drives inside the paint from Mast at the low block. He backs his way, showing patience, takes in the Korike, and at the ball out of bounds. It's a turnover charge to Rink Mast. So turnover on Nebraska there. Yeah, he thought it was clearly off Vandy, but Rink Mast commits the turnover. George, thanks for joining in. Michigan, they're at the bottom right of the bracket. They're going to face the winner of Texas Tech, Alabama, which is tomorrow night's winner, the late game tomorrow in the Sweet 16. Wow, Nebraska is going for a challenge. Nebraska's challenging that this basketball was touched by Vanderbilt. So they are challenging this. 88 seconds into the game. An 88-second challenge. 69-68. Texas leads by 1 over Gonzaga with 32 seconds left to go. Yeah, people told me on the last stream, Texas cannot close. We're going to see for sure tonight if Texas can close. Can Texas close? 32 seconds left. We're in a timeout currently as we just got started in this matchup. If you're new in the stream, smash the thumbs up. Hit the like, hit the subscribe. Hit us up in the chat. Who you like to win here, Vandy or Nebraska? Nebraska drilled a corner 3 off their opening possession with Burke Buyungtintel. Vanderbilt 0 for 2 from the floor. And Nebraska's defense bringing a double team early on off that second possession defending Tyler Tanner. So, yeah, they tried to double Tanner early on in this matchup. Right now, we're on a commercial break. Nebraska challenging possession of the basketball. They thought Rink Mast was stripped by a Vandy defender. So Fred Hoiberg challenging the possession of the basketball 88 seconds into this game. Texas can't close. That's what a lot of people were saying. Oh, yeah, they look like they're going to close it out here, though. That's a major corner 3 for Texas. 72-68 Texas. Gonzaga gotta go. No good on the 3. Texas with a rebound. And Texas, an 11 seed, will upset the 3. Texas moving on to the Sweet 16 for the Hook'em Horns. 74-68 the final score. Texas stuns Gonzaga. And it's going to be Texas advancing to take on... We don't know. Oh, Miami-Purdue. Yeah, Miami-Purdue Texas will face. The winner of Miami-Purdue. Yeah, I was looking at Arkansas. That's a step further. Arkansas would have to face Arizona, Utah State, whoever wins Arkansas High Point. Congrats out to Texas. Sweet 16 for Texas. Kentucky at 2. That's one of them that I want to do. Probably another one around the 8-something window. Probably leaning towards UConn UCLA because that Alabama-Texas Tech game's really late. So I'm probably going to lean towards UConn UCLA tomorrow. Call got reversed. Nebraska inside off the inbound, scores up and off the glass. Sam Hoiberg off the inbound feed scores the deuce. Vandy 0 for 2 their first 2 possessions from the floor. A.K. Okorike dribbles up inside the key. Okorike sends it out to the wing. A rise and fire on a 3 off the back room. No good. Misfire by Vandy. Loose ball rebounds. As we have a tie-up here. Possession arrow goes to Nebraska. Wow, you couldn't ask for a better start right now for the Huskers. Illinois up at the half, 35-28. Nebraska will get the inbound in their backcourt. Rink Mast. Inbound into the hands to Birka Buyuktel from Turkey, number 9. He crosses midcourt. Off to Sam Hoiberg at the wing. Bounce pass. Top of the key for Nebraska. Out to the wing. Mast will take the 3. Rick Mast, he drills it. Wow, this team's on fire to begin. Rank Mast from the Netherlands, 6'9". Stretch big. That can stretch the floor, knock down 3s. Okorike. Out to the left wing perimeter. Duke Miles dribbles up free throw circle, finds Nickel. Nickel off the curl into the hands to Tanner. Tanner looking to get going. Tanner, runner inside the key, connects on it. Finally, Vandy is on the board. Their leading scorer, Tyler Tanner. He can heat up in buckets. We'll see if they do go to him a lot more. But yeah, he was not a part of the play in the previous first couple possessions. You got to get Tanner touches for your team leader. Buyuktel on top, Mast, handoff, jumper, deep 2, no good off the rim, short miss by Buyuktel. Rebound secured here by Vandy. Up the floor for the Commodores. Top of the key, Devin McLaughlin, handoff to Duke Miles. Miles had the ball poke loose, tipped over to A.K. Okorike. Okorike settles for a deep baseline jumper off the mark, no good. A rebound secured by Buyuktel for Nebraska. Nebraska out to a solid start defensively here. Bounce pass goes to Rank Mast. Mast backs his way inside the mid-block. Mast showing patience. Left-hand BB hook around it out. No good. Rebound secure by Vandy with A.K. Akorke. Tyler Tanner at the top of the key. Defended one-on-one. Takes on Jamarcus Lawrence. Back to Tanner on the outside. Tanner launches from deep off the back rim. No good. Tipped around. Rebound secure by Mast. Rink Mast getting going right now inside. Just perfect position for him. Launching a deep range three, Nebraska. No good off the mark. Long rebound secured by Vandy, but a loose ball foul on the floor charge to the Commodores. What's good? BKL on the stream. Welcome back in. Ice Ice Baby, glad to have you back in. A lot of people right now on the stream. If you're new on the channel, smash the thumbs up, hit the like, hit the subscribe. Yeah, big upset there. Texas, an 11 seed. Went into the bracket at 18 and 14. Pulls off a big upset over Gonzaga. Jumper's good. Second made three from downtown by Rank Mast. Perfect start for Nebraska. Number 51 having a big start here tonight. Tanner at the wing, cross court, at the corner, rise and fire for Vandy off the back rim, no good, misfire by Tyler Nickel. Offensive rebound back to Vanderbilt, no, off the up fake, Tanner attacks inside the paint, Tanner with a runner, scores, up and through, it's good for two. Tyler Tanner, all 4 points so far for Vandy. Nebraska pass midcourt, Jamarcus Lawrence, edge of the midcourt logo. Looking for somebody to get open. Lawrence, bounce pass, far side, out of bounds. It's off of Nebraska. Turnover by the Huskers. Tremendous defense there by Vanderbilt. Ball hawking pressure display. We're under the 16-minute media timeouts. Nebraska by 7, 11-4. Vandy trying to get settled in. A lot of tough shots. And the only things going down are tough makes. Tyler Tanner, 2 runners inside the key. That's it so far. 2 for 8 shooting by Vandy. Nebraska, red hot to begin. Rink Mast, 2 for 2 from the perimeter. 6 points, 3 rebounds. Burke Bayungtangel with a corner 3 to begin. And Jamarcus Lawrence with a 2. So far, it's just Tanner. If you're new in the stream, smash the thumbs up, hit the like, hit the subscribe. Tomorrow, I'm definitely going to cover Kentucky, Iowa State at 2:45 tomorrow. I'm leaning towards covering UCLA, UConn at 8:45 tomorrow. Reason why I'm not going to do Texas Tech, Alabama. That's going to be a great game, but that's going to be really late for me, and I have to get up at 6, so I'm probably going to lean towards UCLA, UConn tomorrow night, and Kentucky, Iowa State for sure tomorrow. Illinois up at the half, 35-28 over VCU. That's the only other game going on right now. Arkansas High Point will tip off in around a half an hour. But if you're just joining in, Texas beat Gonzaga 74-68. Major stunner in the bracket. The Longhorns enter the tournament 18 and 14 in the play-in, and they go from the play-in where they almost blew a 9-point lead with 1:42 left against NC State. They went from the play-in all the way to the Sweet 16. Connor, welcome in, liking Nebraska here. Monkey liking Nebraska too. I'm Ghost. Dennis, welcome back in. Congrats out to Sparty today. Yeah, tough one for Gonzaga. They were going in with a key injury. Braden Huff, he was one of the top players on the team, and he was injured. So tough one for Gonzaga. I kind of felt it when I saw them play the first game. They just didn't look like themselves against Kennesaw State. Kennesaw State made that game difficult for them in the opening rounds. And Texas just, when the shots came down, Jordan Pope from the corner. Massive tournament Jordan Pope's had. He had a big-time corner three to ice the game against BYU. Had a big-time corner three to win the game against Gonzaga today. For a team that had been struggling to close out games, because when I streamed at Texas BYU, a lot of people were worried about Texas winning that game and closing it out. A lot of people said that Texas had failed to close out a bunch of games this year. Missed runner by Vandy. Vandy having a tough game so far, knocking down shots. Backdoor cutter. Down low, they got the bucket for Nebraska and the foul. Jamarcus Lawrence, the and one coming up at the free throw line. That is a beautiful possession by Nebraska. Outside to inside, backdoor cutter. Sprinting, cutting to the hoop, and Duke Miles just beat by a step. As Jamarcus Lawrence just beats him, receives the pass, lays it up and in. Receives the contact, lays it in, draws the foul. Picture perfect start for the Huskers. On route to their deepest run ever in NCAA tournament history. Couldn't ask for a better start for Nebraska right now. Free throw is good. Impressive. 14-4. This is a team that started off 20-0. 5 assists so far for Nebraska. Vandy with 0. Vandy with 2 runners by Tyler Tanner. That is it. In the corner with Tanner. Nebraska's defense making everything difficult so far. Tanner off the crossover. Pass down low. Inside the key. Up and under. They score up and in off the glass. That is good by Jalen Washington off the bench. Former UNC Tar Heel for the layup. So they go off the bench for Washington. 6 points all scored in the paint. 2 runners and a layup at the rim. Best possession so far today for Vandy off the opening assist. Right there, the first assist by Tyler Tanner of the night. Away from the basketball. Washington, though, picks up a personal foul. Tanner has scored or assisted on all 6 points so far. Kid's a stud. Most assists in a single season in program history. Tyler Tanner just got it. His 181st career assist. That's the most ever for a Vanderbilt player ever in program history. Offensive foul and illegal screen charged to Nebraska. Here's a good time for Vandy to start to mount their comeback. Momentum pushing back in the favor of the Commodores. First foul of the night, charged to Nebraska. Vandy with 3. Trevor, welcome in, liking the Huskers here. Vandy with possession. Tyler Nickel at the wing of the perimeter. Nickel slides it on top into the hands of Tanner. Tanner towards his left off the double team. And away from the ball again, Nebraska picks up a foul. So second personal foul on Nebraska. That's going to be on number 31. Kale Jacobson, who picks up the foul. Vandy gets the inbound in their backcourt. Tanner dribbles, drives, inside Tanner, goes up, gets fouled. 2 shots here, coming up at the free throw line by Tyler Tanner. A little bit of momentum in their way for Vandy after an extremely slow start. 14-4 has been cut down to 14-6 plus 2 free throws. Couple players at the scorer's table getting ready to check in for Vandy. First free throw, good by Tanner. Scoring or assisting on all 7 points so far. Number 99, Devin McLaughlin comes back in. Number 10, A.K. Akorike comes back in. So we're starting to get fresh bodies out there on the floor for Vandy. 26 points, 7 rebounds, 5 assists in the opening round matchup against McNeese for Tyler Tanner. Second free throw, that's good. All 8 points through Tyler Tanner, 6 of them scoring, 2 of them via an assist. Nebraska pass midcourt. Kale Jacobson, a junior out of Ashland, Nebraska. At the top of the key, into the hands of Sam Hoiberg. Finds Jacobson at the low block. Jacobson, bounce pass, masked, powers his way. Inside the middle part of the key, back outside Jacobson, 8 on the shot clock. Jacobson looking for an open teammate. Vanderbilt defense, start to clamp down. Bad pass towards the near side, and it sails out of bounds. Vandy now has started to settle in defensively. And they're locking down the perimeter. And Nebraska getting sped up right now. 6-point game, still a long way left to go. Vandy, a slow start, just like the game against McNeese State. But when they get going, they get going. Poke to the backcourt. Tracked it down was Vanderbilt with Tanner. Push up to the corner. Into the hands to Akorke. Cross court. Tanner has it. Dribbles up inside the key. Out on top, McLaughlin. Into the hands to Akorke. 6 on the shot clock. Finds Tanner. Dribble. Drive. Dish outside. 3 at the top of the key by Vandy. Halfway down, no good. A ring around the rosy. And it couldn't go down off the missed shot straight away. Off the attempt by Vandy. Really good look from the perimeter. Couldn't knock it down. Mast at the wing for Nebraska. He backs his way now to the elbow. Rink Mast inside the key. Mast fires it down low. Runner, no good. Missed off the glass by Jacobson. Rebound secured by Tanner. Down by 6 for Vandy. 12.5 left to go in the opening half. Tyler Tanner at the top of the key. Sends it off to Jalen Washington, former UNC Tar Heel. Washington lost it off the handle. Tears it over. Nebraska up the floor off the steal. Outside with Kale Jacobson. His pass gets intercepted by Tanner. Tanner out to the races, and he throws it down with a right-hand slam. Tyler Tanner, absolute stud, puts his team winning 4 right now. 8 points, Drew Tanner, plus an assist, responsible for 10. It's going to be McLaughlin, guilty party away from the play, who picks up the personal for Vandy here. Tyler Tanner just jumped the route, intercepted. A couple turnovers by Nebraska so far. They got 4 as a team, so Vandy has been able to speed up Nebraska. Putting on a show right now for Tyler Tanner. Instant Camera, thanks for joining in. Yeah, there's a bunch of fans in the crowd in red that I see. Yeah, it's a bunch of fans in the crowd that's red. Nebraska, 12 on the timer. Out to the wing with a shot floated up, no good, off the mark there. Number 9, that's Baryuknotungel back on the floor for the Huskers. Vanderbilt will take the open 3, no good off the mark. Really good look by Akorke, couldn't haul it down. The rebound gets pulled down by Lawrence. Nebraska on a 3.5-minute scoring drought currently. Off the curl, turn and drive to the hoop. They soar up and score. Layup made by Braden Frager, a first year from Lincoln, Nebraska. 6-point lead for the Cornhuskers. On the top of Corke, finds Tyler Nickel. Both of these teams are able to rotate well so far off the bench in this game. Duke Miles back outside. Tyler Nickel launches a 3 from deep off the rim, short rebound. Secure by Nebraska with Kale Jacobson. Vandy looking for an over-the-back violation by the defense. Couldn't get one. Nebraska shoots an air ball off a quick 3 up the floor. Missed by Lawrence. Back to Vandy. Down by 6 for the Commodores. And McLaughlin gets knocked down hard and fouled. Ooh, things getting a little chippy right now between McLaughlin and Baryuknotungel, as well as Baryuknotungel has to get separated by his teammates. Having some words with one another. Ooh! McLaughlin going up the floor. Bodies collide as McLaughlin got decked by Baryuknotungel. And then Baryuknotungel having some words. His teammates had to restrain him from order and push him back towards the bench. Stoppage in the game. 10:48 left to go as we take the media break. Gotta love some chippiness right now. We got some. If you're new in the stream, smash the thumbs up, hit the like, hit the subscribe, ring the notification bell as well if you'd like to be notified for future live streams. The personal foul charged to Nebraska on Berke Baryuknotungel. The Cornhuskers pick up the personal. That's going to be their 3rd personal foul as a team. 4 by Vandy in this game. Vandy just can't get their shot making going. 4 for 14 from the floor, 0 for 8 from the perimeter. Nebraska, 6 for 12 from the floor, 3 for 5 from the outside. Illinois up at the half over VCU, 35-28. That's the only game in progress right now. High Point, Arkansas tips off in 20 minutes. Yeah, they have I guess it's through Turner Sports, so they put it on the networks based on like a schedule. So some games get put on CBS, some games get put on TNT, some on TBS, and if you're a mid-major, you probably get put on True TV. So if you're a mid-major that advances to the round of 32, most likely you'll get put on True TV like High Point tonight. If you're a big school, like a blue blood type school, you're going on CBS. So that's why Duke is always on CBS at the 5:15 p.m. time slot every single year, whether it's a Saturday or Sunday. Duke gets the prime viewing slot for a blue blood, and then the smaller schools that are not the Dukes or Kansases or UNCs or Michigan States, they get put on usually late night. I was kind of shocked to see Houston, Texas A&M at this time. I remember I covered that same game 2 years ago, or 2 or 3 years ago in the tournament, Houston and Texas A&M. It was like a late game. I think we finished at midnight. That was my 25,000 subscriber stream, that game. That was March of 2024, I think. It was an overtime game between Houston, Texas A&M, and it started at like 9-something at night. Yeah, Nebraska's playing well. Wouldn't shock me if they covered a spread in this first half. Vandy was slow starters, too, against McNeese. So they had a tough time against McNeese. Nebraska's struggling right now, though. They started off 3 for 3 from the floor. Ever since, though, they're 3 for 9. Getting into a little bit of a scoring drought for Nebraska. So both of these teams having a tough time scoring. Vandy relying heavily upon Tyler Tanner. Other guys have to step up. And good sportsmanship to see McLaughlin with a handshake over to Burka Barukto. Those two guys having some words against one another going into the timeout, but gave each other a handshake coming after the timeout. Just one assist so far for Vandy, almost midway through this opening half. Vandy with a possession. A Corke spin cycle inside the key. Bounce pass. Drops it down for McLaughlin. McLaughlin, 3 and a timer, got fouled. That's a bad personal foul on Nebraska. 3.6 in the shot clock. He was underneath the hoop, and he was trying to go in for a layup, too. If he went in for the layup, he would have completely missed it. It looked like he was going to brick it off the bottom part of the rim. He was too far underneath. He was like tucked in at the far baseline underneath that. It would have hit the bottom part of the rim or the backboard. So bad foul by Nebraska. Picking up that personal foul with 3.6 in the shot clock. 2 shots here at the line. First one missed by a Corke for Vandy. Got to make your free throws. Second free throw by a Corke. No good. Missed them both. Yeah, Vandy's playing tense right now. Both teams with 4 fouls. Nebraska with possession. Sam Hoiberg lobs it down low. Open, out in the clear. It's good. Up and in off the glass by Braden Frager. That is too easy. Vandy went for a double team. Nobody with backside help at the rim defensively, leading to the easy layup. First time in the court for, number 2 is on the floor for Vandy. That's Duke Miles. Number 5, Tyler Nickel. Slides it off to Tyler Tanner. Tanner at the wing, off a double team. Bounce pass on top, McLaughlin. McLaughlin slides it off to the right wing. A Duke Miles, 3 in the shot clock. Miles inside, draws the contact and the foul. And again, bad foul by Nebraska. 1.5 in the timer. So that's the second straight possession that Vandy has got fouled with under 5 seconds in the shot clock. Second personal foul on Jamarcus Lawrence of Nebraska. First free throw good at the line by Duke Miles of Vandy. 6th-year senior. He played at Troy from 2020 through 2023, then transferred to High Point 23-24, and then Oklahoma State 24-25. So great, ironically, is that he played for 2 teams that's in this tournament, and Nebraska was the team that knocked out Troy in the first round. Duke Miles is from he plays for Vandy, so they had faced McNeese in the opening round, and then High Point was the team that upset Wisconsin in round 1. Nebraska, 9.5 left to go with possession. Lob out to the top of the key. Baryuk Gel with the basketball. 10 on the shot clock. Handoff, Braden Frager. Frager dribbles up to the elbow. Now back of the wing. Now drives at the low block. Frager stuck at the low block. 2 in the shot clock. Gonna have to launch here, and they will not. It's a shot clock violation. Too many dribbles and unaware where the shot clock was. Turnover on Nebraska. Rank Mast will check back in on the court for Nebraska. He's been a matchup issue so far today for Vandy. They're having a tough time defending Mast off the stretch the floor threes. He's made 2 threes, plus he's been a monster on the glass. Not a monster like Terrace Reed, though. He was an actual monster yesterday. Holy moly, a 31-27 game for UConn, doing it all himself. Padding up the stat sheet like he was Angel Reese out there in the glass. Padded it up. He had a couple offensive rebounds yesterday. They had a possession late in the game where it took them over a minute and a half on a full possession. He got like 5 offensive rebounds on one possession, and he was underneath the hoop, and he kept on kicking it back out. Vandy with a 3. It goes down by Tyler Tanner. Big time shot right there by Tanner. He's going to have to put his team on his back. He's got 11 right now. Dribbling fast up the floor with Sam Hoiberg. On to Mass. Pops up for a 3. He delivers. Rank Mass, third made triple of the opening half. Man, he is so good. This guy, a stretch big, 6'9", can pop up and shoot the 3. And the shades of Brady Manick when he played in that national championship season for UNC. Deflected out of bounds off Hoiberg. It's going to stay Vandy possession. If you're new in the stream, smash the thumbs up, hit the like, hit the subscribe. What a game so far today. Tyler Tanner doing it all himself. They're going to need other players to step up. Tyler Tanner responsible for 11 out of 15 for Vandy. Tanner at the top of the key, towards his right off the dribble. Tanner at the wing, takes on Hoiberg, slides it on top. Number 5, Tyler Nickel, dribbles out, 15-footer, no good off the back rim. Offensive rebound, McLaughlin goes up, bumped into and fouled. Nebraska picks up their 6th as a team for personal fouls. Yeah, Nebraska's got some major foul issues right now. 2 personal fouls by Jamarcus Lawrence, 1 each by Baryuk Gel, Sam Hoiberg, Braden Frager, and Kale Jacobson. Lawrence, though, who's got 5 points for those 2 personals. Inbound, underneath, slam dunk. Jalen Washington shuts the door with a 2-handed flush. Terrific. Underneath the basket, inbound play by Vandy. Leading to a 4-point margin with 7:54 left to go. Caught the Cornhuskers defense off guard. And a timeout taken on the floor. 7:54 left to go in the opening half of action. If you're new in the stream, smash the thumbs up, hit the like, hit the subscribe. What a game. And Joe, what's good? Welcome in, man. Best of luck to your Illini right now. They're looking good. 43-30. Illinois start to pull away. Part of an 8-2 start in the second half. 17.5 left to go. 13-point lead for Illinois. Rank Mast. Been a matchup issue for Vandy to defend him so far. 9 points, 3 made threes, 6'9" big that can pop out around the perimeter. He has 3 rebounds. Sam Hoiberg, 5 assists in this opening half. And then it's been the Tyler Tanner show so far for Vandy, keeping them right in the game. 11 points, 2 rebounds, 2 assists. He has scored or assisted on every single possession so far this game. 4 for 6 from the floor. They're 6 for 17 as a team. The other 2 assists coming with field goals made by Jalen Washington. Washington with a slam dunk off the baseline inbound just a moment ago. He had another 2 off a backdoor cutter. What's good, Richard on the stream? Looks like the women's team for Vandy picked up a big one today. Yeah, the women's team in my area got bounced out from the tournament today, I heard. I'm from Mass, so the closest team for me is the University of Rhode Island. Yeah, they had a tough matchup against Alabama. Yeah, Sanford's played 12 minutes so far. He's barely got touches. Nothing so far. 1 attempted shot. Yeah, been a close game so far. Vandy, just one guy doing like the bulk of the production. Everything through Tyler Tanner so far. Gonna need other players to step up. 1 for 9 from 3-point range for Vandy. Nebraska's 4 for 6 from the perimeter. They're shooting a high percentage. Vandy is lucky that it's only a 4-point game. Nebraska with 6 turnovers. That's what's kept Vandy in the game, is Vandy with just 2 turnovers. Nebraska being sped up with 6. Possession for Nebraska coming out of the timeout. Jacobson, bad pass intercepted. Right on cue, another Nebraska turnover. Tanner with a steal. Tanner, top 3 in the SEC in steals per game. Duke Miles at the top of the key. Into the hands to Tyler Nickel. Floats it on top to Jalen Washington. Handoff back to Tanner. Tanner off a double team on top. 10 of the shot clock. Step back 3 from the edge of the March Madness logo. Off the mark, no good. Jalen Washington offensive rebounds, as Vandy has a new 20 in the timer here. Vandy dribbles up inside the key. A runner, no good. Around the rim and out. Misfired by Duke Miles. And the rebound gets controlled by Frager for Nebraska. Nebraska at the top of the free throw circle. Rank Mast. Number 51 towards his left. Lob down low position. Got it. Up and off the backboard. It's good for 2 by Frager. Braden Frager, good start for him off the bench. He's got 6. Perfect 3 for 3 as well from the floor by Frager. Vandy with the basketball. Top of the key, Washington. Handoff back to Tanner. Tyler Tanner in the corner. Driving down low. Shovel pass underneath. They shut the door with a 2-handed flush. Jalen Washington with a slam dunk. This time it's assisted by Chandler Bing, number 7 off the bench. Cool name right there. Bing, first time on the floor for him today. On top with Sam Hoiberg. Over to the corner. Left baseline dribble. Braden Frager. But Uchtdal has it. Edge of the perimeter. Handoff Mast as he takes on Washington. Near side corner. Bounce pass back to Uchtdal. 6 in the shot clock. But Uchtdal has to go inside the key up fake. Puts it up and scores. Zapping it off the glass. A patient possession there by Nebraska. Able to score to 2. Berkup Uchtdal out of Turkey. Big bucket, he's got 5. Chandler Bing. Off to a Duke Miles inside the key. Miles got it blocked. Nebraska comes away with the basketball. Cornhuskers by 6 with possession. Hoiberg at the wing. Mast pops up for a 3 off a Rainbow. Missed off the back rim, no good. Deflected out of bounds. Last off of Vandy. So it's going to stay Huskers ball. 5:22 left to go. Hey, there we go. Awesome for Duffers. Yeah, I'm like right down the road from Rhode Island. I'm like 20 minutes away from Providence, South Coast, Mass. Nebraska gets the inbounds. Braden Frager, top of the free throw circle. Into the hands to Price Sandfort, number 21, back on the floor. Only 1 shot attempt for him so far. Goes for a follow-away. Got it. And Price Sandfort is now on the board. Brother of Peyton Sandfort, who used to play for the Iowa Hawkeyes. McLaughlin on top finds Tanner. Down by 8 right now for Vandy. Just haven't been able to come back from this deficit. Tanner at the low block. Swings it behind his back. Finds Okereke. Kick out to the corner. As they will drive, attack the rack, and they get called into travel. Chandler Bing with A traveling violation. Actually not. I work right across the river, though, from Fall River. So I'm like 5 minutes away. My workplace is from Fall River. I live up a little bit further north. Yeah, the stories that come out of there are absolutely crazy. Tanner with a steal, collects it up the floor. Tanner shoves it through with a right-hand slam. Needed that energy right there for Vandy. 27-21. Big-time dunk off the steal by Tyler Tanner. A one-man show. He's got 13. And Nebraska goes to the rim. A layup no good, but they did get fouled. McLaughlin picks up the personal. 2 free throws awaiting Sam Hoiberg at the line. Oh, wow. Awesome. Yeah, Barrington's super nice. Really nice out there. First free throw, that rattles in. Prod Drip, welcome in. Taking Vandy for this one. Hit us up in the chat who you guys like to win. Vandy and Nebraska. Nebraska out to a great start right now. 29-21. Both free throws go down by Sam Hoiberg. He substitutes out. Tyler Tanner, a one-man show with possession for Vandy. Top of the key off the double team. Gets it away. It gets moved to the corner with A.K. Akorike. Akorike off the baseline. Slip past Tanner. Turnaround jumper left it short. Tipped around. Rebound secured by Nebraska. Nebraska racing it up the floor with Braden Frager to the rim. He scores with a left-hand layup. Nebraska with a sense of urgency with their offense. Taking it the distance. 10-point lead. Largest lead of the game. Braden Frager comes off the bench. He drops down 8 points. Perfect 4 for 4. Vandy swoosh on a 3. It is buried by A.K. Akorike. Really needed that one right there for Vandy. This game was starting to get out of hand. 3:35 left to go. Nebraska comes off the curl and blocked at the rim. Here goes Vandy up the floor. They got numbers. 3-on-2. Push pass outside. Tanner dribbles up inside the key. Bumped into and fouled. That's going to be on... They got Nebraska here off the reach-in. Yeah, they got Nebraska off the reach-in on the personal. This is going to stop the clock. 31-24 with 3:25 left to go. Opening half. Yeah, Vandy needs to get shot making like that last previous 3 if they want to hang in. That was a major 3 that they got there with A.K. Akorike. Because the shot making's been there all game long for Nebraska. Nebraska getting up and down the floor for a team that doesn't really race up and down against you. They are a team that loves to take the 3 ball, but today they are mixing and matching. 12 for 20 from the floor, 4 for 7 from the perimeter, and they're also shooting the. They're also going downhill, getting the 2. They're scoring more 2s than 3s. They're actually shooting just impressive from 2. So they are 8 for 13 from 2, 61.5%, 4 for 7 from 3. I think Vandy's caught a little bit off guard. I think they thought that Nebraska was going to come out and shoot a ton of 3s and be a kind of similar profile to a team like Villanova. But, yeah, Nebraska's mixing and matching, and they are attempting more 2s than 3s. It's just if Nebraska keeps the handle, settles down in the game, and doesn't turn it over, they're going to take this one today. Nebraska has 7 turnovers, though, and that's what's kept Vandy in this match has been turnovers. Illinois start to pour it on against VCU, 50-32. If you're new in the stream, smash the thumbs up, hit the like, hit the subscribe. Ring the notification bell as well if you'd like to be notified for future live streams. And I'm hoping to be back live tomorrow. Feel free to join in. I'm hoping to cover Kentucky tomorrow. They're at the 2 o'clock time window. They take on Iowa State, 2:45. So probably Kentucky, Iowa State, and then leading towards UConn, UCLA tomorrow. I think that's at 8:45 tomorrow. One-man show with Tyler Tanner. As we come back to action, free throws at the line. And Tanner buries the first one. 31-25. Next time around, Vandy will be in a bonus. Nebraska with 6 fouls. Vandy with 5. 14 by Tanner. Rest of the team with 11. Tanner 5 for 9 shooting. Rest of the team 4 for 11. Yeah, this is starting to look like A.J. DeBonsa from a couple nights ago, where he was just one guy going off for 35. Rest of the team was not good. 6 for 8 at the free throw line by Vandy. Nebraska perfect 3 for 3. Nebraska up by 5 with possession. Rink Mast circles his way around the perimeter. Handoff at the wing with Price Sandforts. Back outside the Mast. 10 on the shot clock. Finds Sandforts. Sandfort launches the 3. Contested. Swoosh. Big time triple. Price Sandfort lets it rain for the perimeter. Man, Nebraska's got sharp shooters all over the court. Vandy's just going to walk it up. They'll slow it down. Chandler Bing dribbles, drives inside, and bumped into and fouled. 2 free throws coming up by Vandy. I beg my pardon, that's number 2, Duke Miles. Yeah, their 2 is kind of looking like a 7 based on the uniform. How that 2 is shaped, kind of a little bit like a 7. Yeah, the bottom of the 2 is very thin. I misread it as a 7, so it's actually a 2. So this is Duke Miles at the free throw line, shooting 2 shots for Vandy. Price Sandfort tonight with 5. First shot is good by Miles. Second free throw, good as well. 34-28. Substitution here for Vandy. Number 7, Chandler Bing comes in. Inbound Nebraska. They look to inbound in the backcourt. Some full court pressure displayed by Vandy. Tripping up the ball handler Sandfort. A little bit of extracurricular activities going on right now as there was some heavy contact in the backcourt. Sandfort got tripped up. That's number 6 as a team for Vandy. That was incidental. Tyler Nichols stumbled over Sandfort and his backside of his shoe got the back of Sandfort, and now the referees will look at this at the monitor as an official review. So this is under review right now. A lot of contact there to see if anything was flagrant for the contacts. Yeah, I think this just transition. Yeah, and Tyler Nickel unfortunately just stumbles and trips over Sandfort, and yeah, his left leg got contacted into the right leg and then came back down, and unfortunately the shoe clipped the backside of the back of the body in Nickel. Yeah, that looks like it's incidental right there, not on purpose. That's not like a Draymond Green type level thing. You should let that go if you're the officials. That's just 2 guys trying to play basketball, both sprinting up the floor, tangled up against one another, and just based on the momentum, the unfortunate part was that his shoe got the back of the body. Yeah, his shoe got the back of the body based on momentum there. Yeah, I'm kind of shocked by Vandy. This team beat Florida, bounced out Florida in the SEC tournament, and I'm just not seeing it right now out of Vandy. I'm seeing a team that looks very similar to BYU a few nights ago. like based on how they're playing this game. Lacking defense, relying upon one guy to get the job done and score the basketball. That's not the winning formula. You need a team, you need depth to advance deeper into the tournament, and this has just not been a good start for Vandy tonight. Yep, no flagrant. Inbound in the backcourt for Nebraska. 2:40 left to go before halftime. Nebraska, number 7 in the nation in defensive efficiency. They rank 54th in offensive efficiency, but right now putting up 34 with 2.5 left to go before halftime. Top of the key, Mast. Hand off to Sam Hoiberg. Hoiberg fires the pass off to the corner. Braden Frager launches the 3 off the mark. No good. Mast tipped around. Gets called into over the back violation. It's a foul. And Vandy will walk it up the court. Number 4 team in the nation in free throw shooting. They will be shooting free throws in the bonus. That's the 8th personal foul on Nebraska. And that is the 2nd personal foul charged to Rank Mast. If there's a thing that's working against Nebraska in this game, it has sure been foul trouble. 2 personal fouls each by Rank Mast, Jamarcus Lawrence, and Berke Barunknotel. So they have 3 players with 2 personal fouls each. First free throw is good at the line. Second one skipped around the rim and out to misfired. And Vandy gets called on the loose ball foul. So Nebraska in the bonus now will head to the free throw line. Vandy with a loose ball foul. That's on McLaughlin in second. So one guy in deep foul trouble with 2 for Vandy in the first half. This could be a game where we're looking at guys falling out at the end of the game. So free throws here at the line. 1-and-1 bonus with Braden Frager for Nebraska, who's been an X factor off the bench. 8 points by Frager. Jalen Washington, the only bench player to score. He's got 6 for Vandy. Yeah, Texas upset Gonzaga. How about High Point? 9-5 start for High Point in the first 4 minutes. Free throw missed at the line by Nebraska. Rebound secure by Vandy. Down by just 5 right now for the Commodores. Tyler Tanner crosses the midcourt logo. Tanner sends it on top into the hands to Duke Miles. Off the screen, set by Okoroke. Miles dribbles up low block, bounce pass, left corner, launching the 3. Tanner off the back rim, no good. A rebound secured by Nebraska. Frager in the backcourt, they almost lost it. Hoiberg had to race the backtrack to get that ball. Past midcourt now with Frager. Down to 1:50 and under left to go before halftime. Nebraska, they've been in a lengthy scoring drought one time in this game of over 3.5 minutes. Pro hop inside the key. Nebraska, dump ball underneath, and they jam it through. A gap in between the defense. Leo Curtis, 7'2" from Reykjavik, Iceland, able to bury down the slam dunk. Going off the bench to a freshman, able to make an impact like that. Missed 3, Vandy. They come up with offensive rebound, though. Tanner at the left wing perimeter, moves it into the hands to Okoroke. Okoroke, crossover, dribbles up, backs his way inside the key, slides it on top, no look pass right wing, open 3, Tyler Nickel connects on it. Finally, we got some shots to drop here. 4-point game. Final minute left to go before halftime. Nebraska with possession. Nebraska 5 for 9 for the perimeter. Vandy just 3 for 14. But a major 3 made by Nickel. Popping up on a 3. It is buried from straight away downtown by Price Sandfort. Second made 3 in the night by Sandfort. 8 points for him today. Miles at the top. Sends it off to Okoroke. Okoroke at the wing. Into the hands to Tyler Nickel. Back outside to Okoroke. Okoroke, 15 in the timer. Cross court finds Tanner. Tyler Tanner back out to the perimeter. Into the hands to Tyler Nickel. 10 in the shot clock. Cross court connects with his teammate on a 3 off the rim. No good. Misfired by Duke Miles. Rebound by Nebraska, and the shot clock turned off. Nebraska by 7. Final possession remaining before halftime. Sam Hoiberg, defended by Tanner. Hoiberg, crossover at the top, dribbles up, inside Hoiberg, low block, kick out, corner. Nebraska gotta go with 1, they'll launch, and no good. They blew the layup at the buzzer. Left it short off the side of the rim. And at the end of the first half, a 7-point lead by the Huskers. 39-32 Nebraska over Vanderbilt in the first half of action, and a highly entertaining battle here between these two teams. Vandy needing more than just Tyler Tanner if they want him out the comeback. They are struggling in this game to generate any sort of depth outside their star player. Big start for Rink Mast, pop it up from the perimeter, drilling threes. He's had a tremendous game in that opening half for the Huskers. If you're new to the stream, smash the thumbs up, hit the like, hit the subscribe, ring the notification bell as well if you'd like to be notified for future live streams on the channel. Type in the chat who you've got to win this one today. Type it in Nebraska, Big Red, type it in Vandy, Vanderbilt, Doors, Commodores, type it into the chat. Right now, Nebraska leads the poll 62-38. Yeah, Vanderbilt needs more production outside Tyler Tanner. He's a one-man show. Almost half of the points so far. 15-32 through Tanner. 5 for 10 from the floor. 3 steals. Perfect. 4 for 4 at the free throw line. After that, 6 or less by everybody else. Jalen Washington, perfect. 3 for 3 off the bench. He's got 6. 4 points by Tyler Nickel. 4 by Miles. 3 by Akorke. Nebraska, Rink Mast having a strong start. 9 points with 3 threes for a 6'9" big that can stretch out the floor. 8 points by Price Sandfort. Braden Frager with 8 off the bench. Jamarcus Lawrence with 5. Burke Baruch Notel with 5. They're 15 for 25, 60% shooting, and 60% from 3 at 6 for 10. Whereas Vanderbilt is struggling to make their shots, going into a lot of tough iso ball shots for them. They're bricking their shots, just 10 for 27, 37%, and 3 for 15 from 3. They're lucky that they're only down by 7 right now for Vandy. Lucky for Vandy, they have 7 turnovers by Nebraska. Vandy with just 4 turnovers, and those turnovers had helped out keep this margin much closer than it should be. Hey, what's good, Alan? Welcome back in. Yeah, for sure. I hope we get a tremendous finish here. Illinois up against VCU at 63-42 as Illinois is pulled away in the second half. Arkansas is taking the lead over High Point 12-11. Wow, High Point just took the lead right back. Yeah, big start for High Point right now. First 7 minutes hanging in with Arkansas. 1 point lead, High Point. Yeah, kind of shocking that Vandy's out to this slow of a start so far. This team throttled Georgia last week. I'll give you guys updates on High Point, Arkansas. 12:42 remaining in the first. High Point up by 1, 13-12. That game just started. Illinois having no problem with VCU. Illinois is up by 21 with 7.5 left. Joshua Jefferson, update for him for Iowa State. Tomorrow they face Kentucky. Joshua Jefferson with an ankle injury in the arena in St. Louis on crutches in a boot. So he is doubtful for tomorrow. Suffered an injury yesterday against Tennessee State. Yeah, that's brutal. That's a key contributor, main player, like a top 15 player in college basketball this year. He averages 16 points per game, has 7 rebounds, 4 assists, almost 5 assists. That's a major injury for like a senior leader on Iowa State. That's unfortunate. I usually look at like the time windows and like availability for me. So this was the only like the late night was the only time that I was available tonight. I actually had 3 matches for volleyball today. 2 of them went to 5 sets, and yeah, one of them was the first ever win in program history for the team I covered. They're in their first season. It was their first win against a ranked opponent ever. So this team that I cover for men's volleyball, they beat the number 12 ranked team in the country today, and they're all freshmen and sophomores for the team. So they were 8-11 for their record. And all the teams that they faced were basically like below 500 teams. And this team that they beat were 15-4. And the 15-4 team swept the team that was number 2 in the country. And they were ranked at number 12, the team that was 15-4. And then the team that they covered took them down in 5 sets. It was unbelievable. The number 12 ranked team blew a 24-21 lead in the 3rd set. They blew a 14-10 lead in the 5th set. It was wild. I usually go by like popularity for some of the games or so, like based on like what brings in the most fans. So usually if it's like a team that consists of, yeah, Arkansas is a big name too. I decided not to cover that one tonight because I was afraid that this would be a blowout. Arkansas High Point. It's not right now. So it's not right now, but it might be in the second half. Yeah. Usually I'm afraid that those could turn into blowouts. Power 5s against mid-majors in the round of 32. A lot of them have in the past. That's why. But that one is not so far. Yeah, there's usually the rare ones, like St. Peter's going to the Elite Eights earlier in the decade. Princeton went to the Sweet 16 earlier in the decade. So there's runs like that. The Oregon State run as a 12 seed coming out of COVID in 2021. Oral Roberts, they made it to the Sweet 16. That was fascinating. Yeah, usually I do like more like the popular teams. Like tomorrow I'm hoping to cover Kentucky, Iowa State. That should be a really good game. Kentucky brings in a bunch of fans. Like they have a ton of fans that come in. I feel like it's like the states that are kind of like things are like spread out more, that it's tougher to get like TV signal in those states. See where I'm from. So I'm from like a higher class state where it's like the cost of living is so high in my state. I'm from Massachusetts, like basically like right down the road from Rhode Island. So for me to watch the games, if I want to watch the game on CBS, I can either use the antenna TV to get either Channel 12 Providence for CBS or Channel 4 Boston. Whereas if you're from another area, you don't really have the luxury for that. When I go up to New Hampshire in the summer, the place where I go up to in New Hampshire is in the Lakes region. It's tough to get reception up there. So we only get like 3 or 4 channels on like a nice clear night. And the channels that we get are not New Hampshire channels, which they do have ABC in Manchester. We're like, where we are, it's like 70 miles north of Manchester. We actually get the signal for Portland, Maine. So the stations we get are out in Portland, Maine. A lot of it, we don't get many channels via antenna because it's blocked by the mountains. So some areas where it's more like spread out, where they don't have like much coverage, it's it's tough to get that coverage for those main stations. So people go without CBS and those main broadcast channels in order to get the games for college basketball. Like CBS, they might not have a subscription to be able to get CBS via a package with TNT True TV. Some people don't want to subscribe to Paramount Plus to do their team. So yeah, I hear you. It depends on the area. Whereas Kentucky's more spread out. A lot of people flock for those streams. Yeah, Kansas is one. It's all farmland out there, very spread out. Yeah, where I am, it's a ton of trees. Where I am, I'm not in the city. Yeah, people do drive like that. I agree, Lynn. Yeah, the states. There's different parts of the state. People drive like that crazy, especially up towards Boston. Yeah, that was a big upset. Texas beat Gonzaga. (21-16) Arkansas start a pull away against High Points right now. And Illinois down to 4:20 left to go, up by 21 over VCU, 69-48. See, that's what I was worried about with the Power 5 versus the mid-majors, that we'd get an outcome like that. High Point's keeping right with Arkansas, though. High Point just scored. So there's been a few teams this decade that have been able to keep up in the further rounds. St. Peter's went to the Elite Eight, Oral Roberts. But usually for the mid-major, most of the time they get destroyed in round 2. Yeah, I remember Providence got a lucky draw when they got to the Sweet 16 a few years back. They faced Richmond in round 2. Iowa did not prep for that game at all. They got taken out against Richmond, and Iowa had won their conference tournament, and that was a huge upset. Richmond had a bunch of seniors on that team, and then they played Providence, and the game was not close. Providence destroyed Richmond, and it felt like it was a regular season game, that type of game, because you have one day to prep. And it was easy for Providence to prep Richmond. It was a style that they could figure out rather easily. What's good? B. Sampson, welcome in. Lady O, thanks for joining in. Looking for Nebraska here to win this one. Yeah, High Point's keeping up with Arkansas. 25-20. Arkansas up against High Point currently. Arkansas just buried a huge 3. 28-20. Yeah, have a nice Sunday, man. Wow, a lot of people going big red right now. A lot of people liking Nebraska. 60-40 Nebraska. Man, High Point's just going to keep on being in this game by drilling threes. There's that dude that made the game-winning 2. His only fifth 2-point shot attempt of the season, and he was 0 for 4 before that. Chase Johnson, he just buried a massive 3. This High Point team just won't quit. They are just 3 for 14 from 3, though. Arkansas is just having their way inside on this team. 30-23 Arkansas. Wow, you got 5,500 on this for Adrian. Best of luck there. Cowboy in the stream, welcome in. I do see a potential comeback for Vandy. Gonna have to get other players involved, though, in half number 2. Just really rough start for them. Nebraska's in quite a bit of foul trouble, so that's what's helping out Vandy is that Nebraska does have 3 guys with 2 personal fouls. If you're new in the stream, smash the thumbs up, hit the like, hit the subscribe right now just at halftime currently. High Point's keeping right in. It's a 6-zip run by High Point. 30-29, Arkansas by 1. Never underestimate the mid-major. Man, High Point, this team legit over 30 wins this season. Yeah, they have to figure out this whole scheduling thing for the future. Like, everybody needs to have a shot to play Power 5s. Like, that needs to get spread out much more. High Point head-to-head right in with Arkansas. 1-point game in that matchup, 30-29 with 4:30 left to go in the first. Yeah, sorry to hear that, Jeffrey. My thoughts and prayers out to your grandma. I'm sorry to hear that, man. Hopefully, things will get better for her. Yeah, Arkansas, High Point, wild. Yeah, I can't believe that Vandy is still in this game, despite shooting 37% from the floor. 3 for 15 from 3. Nebraska's lit them up tonight. Nebraska's 15 for 25, 60%, 6 for 10 from 3. Vandy's in this game because of the turnovers by Nebraska. And Illinois en route to beat VCU. A 22-point lead, 73-51 with around 2 minutes left. So Illinois en route to win against VCU. Yeah, Tyler Tanner needs a lot more help out there. This other guy's just struggling to make shots. Tyler Nickel, 1 for 6. A.K. Akorike, 1 for 4. Duke Miles, 0 for 4. It's just basically him and Jalen Washington. Tanner with almost half of the points. 15 points by Tanner. Plus he's assisted on 2 more baskets. So 7 out of the 10 made field goals he scored or assisted on tonight for Tyler Tanner. Yeah, it's like broadcast rights belong to only the networks and the copyright holders. So that's why there's like no feeds that come in with the camera of the game, with a video of the game. So when people say show the game, That's copyright violation. You can't do that. The broadcast rights belong to, if it's radio, it's Westwood One for the NCAA tournament, or it's the Turner Networks for the tournament for TV. So all that broadcast rights belong to Turner for TV and Westwood One for radio. So yeah, I work in radio for my full-time job, so any person from the public, you just can't go and try to rip off a radio broadcast feed and then post it, because it will be copyright. Like, if somebody did that for the station that I work at, and then I found out about it, that gets completely just flagged, and then it gets taken down. Like, that gets cracked down upon, and that's illegal, and it can't happen. Hey, that's awesome. Lady Yo Dog works in athletics at Nebraska, looks like. That's awesome. Nebraska has a solid record when leading at halftime. They're 19-2 at the half. Yeah, that must be pretty cool, being able to connect with the staff and stuff like that. Like, if you have the opportunity to connect with athletics communications people over on campus, that must be awesome. Yeah, so I work as a college broadcaster, a couple of D1s for ESPN Plus, a couple of D3s. I was at a D3 this afternoon covering men's volleyball. And I work with like a bunch of different athletics communications people. Big shout out to those guys, the people throughout athletics communications, because they put in like crazy work days, like 14, 16-hour work days over there for athletics communications, especially when it comes down to big game events like this, going over every single little key fact, every single tidbit, and game note for the broadcasting crew. Just a big shout out to all those people who work in athletics communications, because those people are the absolute real MVPs out there, providing all the stats and all the info. Here we go, back to action, second half as we have begun. Vandy right to left on the floor. They will have the opening possession to begin half number 2. Attacking the rim, a Tanner to the rim, no good. Missed the layup, was followed though quickly into the second half as the clock will stop with 19:51. And 2 quick free throws coming up here at the line for Tyler Tanner. Hey, what's good, Bryce? Welcome back in. That's awesome, man. Yeah, no problem. Had your basketball award season banquet. There you go, bud. First free throw missed by Tanner. Some rare misses today for Vandy at the free throw line. This team's number 4 in the nation in free throw percentage, and they're just 10 for 14, 71% tonight. A 79% team this season. Second free throw is good by Tanner. Nebraska left to right on the court to begin half number 2. Price Sandfort at the top of the key. Here's a 3 taken straight away by Nebraska. Off the mark, no good. Defensive rebound hauled in by number 99, Devin McLaughlin. And Vandy will look to push it up the court here. At the top, Duke Miles dribbles up elbow. Swings that left corner. Tyler Nickel with a 3. Connects on it. That's a big triple there off the assist by Duke Miles. Cuts it down to 3. Here comes Vandy. Needed other players to step up. They needed shot-making abilities. They are starting to get some going right now. Rink Mast at the top. Bumped into and fouled by a Koraka, who picks up the reach-in. Inbound Nebraska, driving, attacking the rack, and scoring up and in off the glass. Sam Hoiberg scores the layup. 5-point advantage for Nebraska. Down to under 19 minutes left to go in regulation. As here goes Vandy. They gave up an open 2 off the dribble drive. Duke Miles had a wide open hoop instead. Passed it back out to the perimeter. Corke dribbles up to the elbow. Swings it out cross court. Jumper, low block. Tanner off the back rim, no good. A rebound ripped away by McLaughlin. New 20 in the timer. Open 3. Vandy off the back rim, no good. A rebound secured by Nebraska with Sandforts. Yeah, that is one there that you have to go in, lay it up and in. He had a clear basket pulling off a Ben Simmons type play there with Duke Miles. You can't do that in a tournament game. High off the glass, no good, missed the layup by Sandfort. Rebound secured by number 99, McLaughlin for Vandy. Vandy with the basketball. Approaching the 18-minute mark left to go. Tanner, slippery, right to the cup, soars up, no good, missed the layup. Tremendous defense down low for Nebraska, challenging the missed shot at the rim by Tyler Tanner. Looked like Tyler Tanner was going to get there. He was zigzagging past defenders, but couldn't finish at the rim. Lob inside the low block, off the mass, takes on one defender with a core K. Turnaround jumper, no good, off the mark. Rebound, secure by McLaughlin. Here goes Vandy up the floor, down by 5. Looking to cut it. Miles, Tanner, bounce pass, underneath double clutch, missed the layup, but was fouled. 2 shots at the free throw line for Vandy with Devin McLaughlin. Vandy starting to play their style, starting to space out the floor, pushing the ball up the court, finding a little bit of gaps. Nebraska, some good coverages defensively. That's what they're known for. Top 10 in the country in defensive efficiency. They've had some terrific challenges. This is basically like a chess match going on between these two teams right now. First free throw missed at the line. Man, I wouldn't have taken Vandy if I knew that you were going to struggle this bad at the free throw line. Number 4 in the country in free throw shooting percentage. What's going on right now tonight at the free throw line for Vandy? They are struggling mightily. Second free throw is missed. They're 10 for 16 at 63%. At the free throw line, they go empty that trip by McLaughlin. 3 personal fouls by Jamarcus Lawrence. 2 each by Hoiberg, Mass, and Bayuta Jill. Attacking down low. Hoiberg goes up, lost it, had it stripped, stole away. Up the floor with Vandy with a possession. Back outside to the top. At the low block for the Commodores. Outside, they make an extra pass. Open 3, no good. Around the rim and out, missed by Miles. Offensive rebound by Vandy, though. Vandy starting to control the glass in this early stage of the half as Tanner off the dribble bumped into and fouled and took one hard as he hits the deck. Tyler Tanner, tough one there as he hit the deck hard. Had to get helped out back to his feet. It looks, yeah, he's okay. That's sigh of relief there for Vandy fans, as he was driving right on number 21, Sandfort of Nebraska, who picked up the personal. D-Hud, welcome in. Thanks for joining in. Yeah, no problem, Jeffrey. Yeah, I'm not sure about Wednesday just yet. I have a full pack schedule, so I'm probably going to cover college. Probably going to have to work on my broadcast prep for the week during that Wednesday stream. Nebraska up the floor, collects the steal, leads the open buckets. Bad turnover by Vandy, leading to the wide open 2 there for the Cornhuskers. Taking it the distance with Jamarcus Lawrence with that 2. Tanner into the hands to Miles. Miles inside the key. A jumper, 13-footer, connects on it. They just can't shake this deficit. Vandy just cannot shake this deficit. Nebraska with possession. On top, Rink Mast. Mast towards his left around the perimeter. Fires a pass down low. Backdoor layup is good. Eyes behind the back of the backboard. Up and in. Off the window by Price Sandfort. Wow, that was something special there off the cutter backdoor. Sandfort working his way up in this game. A corner jumper is buried by Vandy. Tyler Nickel lets it rain from the corner. Humongous 3 there for the Commodores. Under 16 minutes left to go. This game is getting good. If you're new in the stream, smash the thumbs up, hit the like, hit the subscribe. Rink Mast at the top of the key. Defended by McLaughlin, one-on-one, handoff to Sandfort. Sandfort, bounce pass at the wing with Lawrence, playing with 3 personal fouls for the Huskers. Lawrence at the left wing, push pass, corner 3, a swoosh. That is the dude from Turkey, but Yungchil Gel able to bury the corner triple. Open up the game with a corner 3 as well. He's got 8 second-made 3 tonight. 7-point lead Nebraska. Vandy with possession, and Duke Miles jacks up the 3 out the wing. Rattles in the triple. We got 3s dropping here, folks. 48-44, down to 15 minutes left to go, approaching the mark. Bounce pass, broken up. Vandy collects the steal. Here they go up the floor. Chance to put this to a 1-possession game. And Vandy. Did they take a timeout here towards the far side, or was this off Nebraska last? I believe they took the timeout, stopped the time. Yeah, they took the timeout. Yeah, timeout on the floor. Timeout on the floor. Nebraska was coming right in for the steal. Nebraska actually picked up the personal foul. So Nebraska picked up the personal foul, reaching in down the far side by Price Sandfort. He was trying to go after the steal, and then Vandy tried to get it away. And lucky for Vandy, that was going to be a steal and an easy layup in transition for Sandfort. And luckily for Vandy, it was called a reach and fall charge to Sandfort. So this will stay Vandy possession, 14:55 left to go in the second half. Vandy 14-9, second half advantage. Down by 4 for the Commodores. What a battle we have. We have threes raining down left and right. An elite three-point shooting team with Nebraska. And they've yet to let up the gas pedal tonight. 7 for 12 from 3, 58% from the perimeter. 3 guys trolling at least 2 threes in this game. Rank Mass leads the way with 3 triples. Vandy just 6 for 20 from 3. But finally for Vandy, other players stepping up. It was Tyler Tanner all in the first half. And they needed other players to step up, and they have started to get that going right now. Tyler Nickel, double figures with 10, 9 points by Duke Miles. Those guys have stepped up, and now it has opened the door for Vandy to see if they can mount a comeback. This is a really good game. Could go either way. If you're new in the stream, smash the thumbs up, hit the like, hit the subscribe, ring the notification bell as well. We got 300 people watching right now. You guys are real legends. MVPs out on the stream. Arkansas up over High Point, 40-39 in the first half. Could come down to foul trouble. My concern about Nebraska now is the foul issues. Jamarcus Lawrence, 3 personal fouls, and then the 4 other starters have 2 fouls each. Much more of a cleaner slate for Vandy. 2 personal fouls by Okorike, 2 personal fouls by McLaughlin. I'm shocked by Vandy tonight. They've left 6 free throws off the board. This Vandy team ranks 4th in the country in free throw shooting percentage. And tonight they're just 10 for 16 at the free throw line. Nebraska has only gone twice to the free throw line. They're 3 for 8. Like, Vandy's lucky that they're in this game. They're shooting 40%. They missed 6 free throws. They're only 30% from 3. Whereas Nebraska, they're only up by 2 possessions. And Nebraska is shooting the cover off the ball. They're 58% from the floor, 58% from 3. 8 turnovers by Nebraska, 5 turnovers by Vandy. 5 of those steals for Vandy off the 8 Nebraska turnovers. We get back to action. Vandy will have the inbounds. Commodores possession. Under 15 minutes left to go. Top of the key, number 10, A.K. Okorike. Slides it off to Duke Miles. Duke Miles, one-on-one, dribbles up on Sandfort. Inside the key, Miles drives, low block, double team, bounce pass, corner, wide, out of bounds. Not a good decision there for Vandy. That was excellent defense, too, by Nebraska. That is their go-to bread and butter. Lockdown defensive stylistic team for them. That was perfectly placed off the double team. Nebraska with possession. Quick reach and follow charge to Chandler Bing on Vandy, who picks up the personal. Inbound for Nebraska. Bounce pass. Wide. Out of bounds. Turnover Nebraska. Both of these teams getting a little bit reckless with the basketball now. Got to get back to their styles. Vandy's doing a much better job spacing out the floor in the second half at times. It's whenever they try to sprint it up more. Right now they're walking it up the court. That's where when they walk it up the court, they're taking a lot of tough shots. So that's when the possessions have had a tough time, just like that one. Intercepted inside the key off a steal by Nebraska. Cornhuskers back with the basketball. At the wing, the perimeter for Nebraska, Jamarcus Lawrence. Push past the right wing, Sam Hoiberg. Out to the corner, Frager fires a three. Off the mark, no good. Battle for the rebounds. And it's a loose ball foul charge to Vandy. That's on Okereke, who picks up the personal. That's personal foul number 2 tonight by A.K. Okereke. Tyler Tanner was on the bench. He was getting one of his legs stretched out for like a minute or two, so he was not on the floor. That's a positive sign for Vandy as they did not let up any points until now. Nebraska powers their way inside. Hoiberg scores the layup. 50-44. And now they have their big-time offensive threat on the floor. Back again with Tyler Tanner. Tanner at the right wing. Skip pass, left corner. Rise and fire on a three. Falling away. They got it. Tyler Nickel. Bang, bang from the corner. It's a one-possession game. That was an incredible skip pass right there by Tyler Tanner with an assist. Bounce pass on top. Into the hands to Rinkmast. Hand off to Braden Frager. Frager dribbles up to the elbow. One-on-one around the perimeter. Into the hands to Hoiberg. What a game we got here. Outside Frager. 8 in the timer. Frager dribbles up inside the key. Frager goes up and through. No good off the back rubber rebound. Ripped away by Vanderbilt off the defensive glass. Jalen Washington with a defensive rebound. Here comes Vandy. Chance to tie with a 3. Chance to pull with a 1 with a 2. Top of the key. Tanner dribbles, drives, bumped into and fouled. 5th personal foul on Nebraska as a team with 12:53 left to go in the second half. Vandy is putting Nebraska into some deep foul trouble. That's on Jamarcus Lawrence, his 4th. Jamarcus Lawrence, a starter, is going to have to go back to the bench for a serious amount of time. Just picked up personal foul number 4. And then the 4 other starters for Nebraska have 2 fouls each. Yeah, Nebraska's in some serious foul trouble right now. Vandy with just 3 fouls this half, Nebraska with 5. Vandy's got other players stepping up, other players involved. Tyler Tanner making everybody around him better. Tyler Tanner with that incredible skip pass. 16 points, 3 assists. Scored or assisted on 9 out of 15 field goals in this game for Tanner. There's a little bit of extracurricular activities as well. After Tanner got fouled number 5 for Nebraska, Braden Frager put his arm around the neck of Tyler Tanner after the whistle. After the whistle, Braden Frager, the play is done. Yeah, the camera didn't catch it at first. The reach and fall charge to Lawrence is 4th. And then Tanner drives. Reach and fall on Lawrence, and then like 2 seconds afterwards, Frager's arm stretches out, and it goes in the neck of Tanner, and the call in the court's a flagrant foul charged to Nebraska. Free throws for Vandy plus the basketball if this call does happen to occur. So it looks like Vandy is like, so they're appealing it. So they're appealing it, trying to get a flagrant so Tanner could shoot free throws plus the ball. So Vandy is trying to appeal this call on the floor for Nebraska, that the Nebraska player, 2 seconds after the whistle off the reach and foul, arm across the neck area of Tanner after there was clearly a whistle. So Vandy appealing this call. This is a huge call here because if the appeal wins for Vandy, they shoot free throws, they get the basketball, and then this whole momentum goes in the favor of Vandy. And Vandy did not win the appeal. So Vandy did not win the appeal as they lose a challenge. So Vandy with no free throws, They do not win the appeal. They were trying to appeal that it was a flagrant one. Outside to the top of the key, Vandy takes a three. No good off the back rim. Missed by Nickel. And another foul charge to Nebraska on the rebounds. That's now number 6 of the team. So if you're just joining in, Vandy did not win the appeal challenge. They tried to appeal to say that it was a flagrant foul on the Nebraska defender on an arm around the neck of Tyler Tanner after the reach and fall 2 seconds later. Inbound to the corner for Vandy. Next time, they're in a bonus. Into the hands to number 5, Tyler Nickel, who takes a three straight away. Missed off the mark, no good. Juggled in and out of the hands of who? It's off of McLaughlin out of bounds. So this will be Nebraska possession. 12.5 left to go. What a battle. Next foul by Nebraska. Vandy will be in a bonus. Vandy with just 3 personal fouls. 6 by Nebraska. Nebraska with possession. Edge of the midcourt logo, Price Sandfort. Dribbles towards his right at the right wing. He takes on McLaughlin one-on-one. Still plenty of time left to go. Above 12 minutes left. Rink Mast. Top of the free throw circle. Mast. 6 in the shot clock. Mast dribbles up at the low block. Mast off a double team. Puts it up. Blocked from behind. Out of bounds. Last off of Vandy. Terrific defense, though, by the Commodores. Just 2 seconds on the shot clock for Nebraska off this inbound. This game's getting physical right now. Big boy basketball. Big Ten, SEC at its finest. Dueling it out here. The winner going to the Sweet 16. What a game. Out of bounds, inbound, underneath the basket here for Nebraska underneath. Looking for the inbound, he moved off to the corner, hoisting up a three, no good off the mark, and it's a shot clock violation, charged to Nebraska. Turnover by the Huskers. Vandy's defense ramping up in a big way, a 1-possession game. If you're just joining in, Vandy was down as many by 10 in the early stages. They were trailing 14-4 in the early stage of the opening half, with 0 offense to get going early on. And right now they found a groove. 12 minutes left to go. Yeah, Nebraska, this is the deepest that they've been in the bracket. So Nebraska's never been to the Sweet 16. They just won their first ever tournament game against Troy on Thursday. Last time Vandy's been to the Sweet 16 was 2007. Vandy 15-11 edge in half 2 in the box score. Arkansas up at the half against High Point, 43-42. Hit us up in the chat who you guys like to win here, Vandy or Nebraska. Type it in, Vandy, or type in Big Red. If you're new to the channel, smash the thumbs up, hit that like, helps out this video being found on YouTube a ton. Tremendous game. Oof. Dallas has Nebraska winning the title. It's like Indiana winning football natty. Yep. Congrats out to Nebraska, though. First ever time they've won a tournament game. I mean, it's probably more so like football schools. The same case as like a team like Penn State in the tournament. Yeah, Vandy next foul, they're going to be in the bonus. So there's 6 fouls by Nebraska, just 3 by Vandy the second half. Tyler Tanner, 16 points, game leader. 13 by Tyler Nickel. He has really stepped it up in half 2. Duke Miles with 9. And then Nebraska balanced attack, 9 points by Rank Mast and Jamarcus Lawrence. Jamarcus Lawrence with 4 personal fouls. That's not good that their team leading score that's tied for the number 1 score right now is 4 personal fouls. Sam Hoiberg has 3 fouls for Nebraska. And then 2 each by 3 other starters. So this is not good for the Cornhuskers right now in terms of foul trouble. And they've only played, they've played 8 guys. So they have played 8 guys. And they have 10 bench points. Braden Frager's been huge. He has 8 points off the bench. It's Vandy that's played just 7. So they've gone through a 7-man rotation tonight. Big Ten dominant so far in the bracket. 10-2 record for the Big Ten so far. Houston blew the doors out Texas A&M. 88-57. 7th straight Sweet 16 under head coach Kelvin Sampson for Houston. We get back to action. 12 minutes left to go. Vandy, right to left on the floor with possession. Tyler Tanner. At the top of the key into the hands to Tyler Nickel, who's popped off in the second half with 13. Tyler Tanner at the left wing. Step back three in the air. Off the back rim, no good. Offensive rebound. Controlled by Vandy. Jump stop. Inside the key. It's good for two. Up and off the backboard by Chandler Bing. Vandy showing life right now. 1 point game. And Vandy is tripling Nebraska almost in the offensive glass. 9-4 in offensive rebounds for Vanderbilt. And Nebraska gets called on the traveling violation. Turnover. Charge to Nebraska. Check that. That's actually going to be, that's going to be offensive actually. Yeah, number 5, hooking. Braden Frager. He turned it over. He was hooking the defender. 50-49. Looked like he walked with it, too, with the basketball. At the wing with Tyler Tanner. Chance to take the lead here for Vandy. They trail by 10 at 1 point, 14-4 in their early opening half. Kick out, corner. Tanner, right baseline dribble. Tanner off a double team. Gets the way outside to the wing. 10 on the shot clock. Chaotic possession here for Vandy. Down to 11 minutes left to go. Looking to get something. Pull up deep from the logo. No good off the rim. Battle for the rebound. Vandy battling for this basketball here. Able to get it away, but it sails to the backcourt. And it is an over-the-back half-court violation on the Commodores. So turnover charge to Vandy. Yeah, unfortunate for Vandy there. They won the scramble for the basketball, but they tossed it all the way into the backcourt, resulting in the backcourt violation. 7th turnover tonight on Vanderbilt. 10:50 left to go. What a battle right now. Nebraska with the basketball. Hoiberg, side in, off the inbounds. Sam Hoiberg slides it off to the wing. A follow-away three. Got it! It's a 4-point lead again. Bryce Sandfort lets it rain for the perimeter for the Big Red. 53-49. 7 for 25 by Vandy from 3. Nebraska 8 for 15 from the perimeter. Efficient night for the Cornhuskers. A.K. Akorike backs his way inside the low post. Bounce pass. Goes out to the wing now with 10 on the timer. Vandy on top. Chandler Bing slides it off to the left. Nice ball movement. Out to a corner three. A splash. Tyler Tanner sizzles the triple. 1 point game once again. If you're just joining in, this game has been absolutely electric. Here goes Nebraska. Downhill to the cup. Going up to get fouled. 2 free throws coming up here at the line for the Cornhuskers. Number 5 with Braden Frager coming up at the free throw line. Holy moly, shot making indeed in this one. Down to 10:07 left to play. If you're new on the stream, smash the thumbs up, hit the like, hit the subscribe. 2 free throws by Braden Frager. First one good. I have Vandy in my bracket for this one. I saw the spread. I was like, yeah, this game's going to be a really good game. Free throw number 2 is good. This can go either way. 55-52. I was just impressed how Vandy demolished Florida in the conference tournament. That was super impressive. I thought it could come down to free throws. Vandy, number 4 in the country in free throw percentage. Haven't shot the ball that well tonight at the free throw line. Tanner sneaks inside the key, missed the layup. Knocked down, though, and fouled. 8th personal foul as a team for Nebraska. Tyler Tanner, it was on the shot. He will have 2 free throws coming up at the line for Vandy. And that's on Bryce Sandfort, who picks up the personal foul. Bryce Sandfort with his 3rd personal foul now. Nebraska in some extreme foul trouble. 4 fouls by Jamarcus Lawrence, 3 by Sam Hoiberg, 3 by Bryce Sandfort, and the free throw shooting woes continue for Vandy. Tanner missed the first free throw. Vandy, 79% on the season, shooting just 61% tonight at the free throw line. Second one is good. Leave it up to the number 4 ranked team in the country at the free throw line to brick a bunch of free throws today. They've left 7 free throws off the board. 55-52, 2-point game. Nebraska with possession. The spread was at 1.5 between these two teams, and it's played out to be that way. Here's a 3 by Sandfort. Off the back rim, no good. Hit the top of the backboard cable out of bounds. Yeah, Nebraska's in some bad shape, though, with foul trouble. Like, bad fouls distribution through their starters. Vandy, chance to tie with a 2. Chance to take the lead with a 3. Chandler Bang at the wing. On top, A.K. Akorike. Dribbles, penetrates the paint, stops and pops. 15-footer. Left off the rim, short. Long rebound onto the pack, controlled by Nebraska. Nebraska will slow it down, though. Braden Frager lost the handle, turnover. Tanner up the floor. Tanner bumped into and fouled. Got it, and an and one coming up at the free throw line by Tyler Tanner. Tie game, 55 apiece. Put your team on his back. Tyler Tanner, top 3 in the SEC in steals per game, top 5 in the conference in points per game. Able to record a steal. Cash it in with a layup. It's a tie game here, folks. Tyler Tanner, have yourself a tournament, man. 22 for Tanner. Free throw here at the line to break the tie. Free throw is in and out, no good. Battle for the rebound. Vandy rips away the offensive rebound. 3 at the wing. Tanner off the mark, no good. A rebound secured by Nebraska. Nebraska in the second half is absolutely getting demolished in the offensive glass. Nebraska with possession. Sam Hoiberg, edge of the March Madness logo. Push out, corner 3. That is way off the mark, no good. Missed by Jacobson. Vandy back with the basketball. Tied up here. If you're new in the stream, smash the thumbs up, hit the like, hit the subscribe. Duke Miles. Off to the top of the key, off the double team. Duke Miles dribbles, drives, penetrates, jump stop inside the key, outside on top of Corke. Launches the 3 halfway down, and it rolls in. A.K. Corke. Bang, bang, bang. First lead in the night for Vanderbilt. Timeout on the floor, taken by Nebraska. 58-55. Absolute missile. Shot down from Wichita for A.K. Akorike. What a game. 8:22 left to go. Vandy, a 10-point lead erased, flipping it into a 13-point swing. Tyler Tanner, indeed, absolutely him. 22 by Tanner in 29 minutes tonight, playing this entire game besides 2 minutes. 4 steals, 3 assists for Tanner. A.K. Akorike only had 3 points to that point of the game in a monstrous 3. Tyler Nichols stepped up in the second half. He's got 13. This Vanderbilt team was just one guy in the first half. They trail 39-32 going into halftime. They've outscored Nebraska 26-16 in half 2. And Nebraska is in a lot of foul trouble. 4 personal fouls by Jamarcus Lawrence, 3 each by Price Sandfort and Rink Mast. Fouls are racking up for Nebraska, and Vandy staying away from foul trouble. They have left 8 free throws off the board. They have shot the ball just 41% from the floor. Nevertheless, finding ways to win through forcing steals and able to get other players to score the ball as of late. Man, what a flip of the script right now in this one. Man, these games are incredible. Feel free to join back in. I'll be back live tomorrow covering Kentucky against Iowa State around 2:45. Also, probably going to do UConn against UCLA tomorrow. Dan Hurley, Mick Cronin. That's going to be wild at 8:45. So feel free to join in tomorrow night for 2 streams. If you enjoyed this stream tonight, keep on coming back. Hit the thumbs up, hit the like, hit the subscribe. I cover college hoops, also cover the NBA. The team I root for is the Celtics. Big Celtics fan myself, so I've been streaming a bunch of Celtics games this year for NBA coverage. Yeah, this got really difficult for Nebraska. Vandy, their defense is swarming. Their defense is absolutely swarming. Big adjustments from half one to half two. Their paint defense in half one, it was non-existent. Their perimeter defense non-existent. And now Nebraska's shooting air balls. Nebraska's shooting bricks. It's tough. Yeah, I took Vandy in this one because, number one, I was really impressed by Vandy, what they did to Florida and smashed them in the SEC tournament. Number two, Tyler Tanner. He's one of the best guards in the country, and he's showing it right now on the floor. So that's why I picked Vandy in this one. Yeah, I've got most of them correct so far in the second round. Just that Texas one stunned me. Texas over Gonzaga. I think that's the only one I've got wrong so far. I started off a little bit slow in my bracket. Thursday didn't go so hot. Yeah, the only games I've severely missed is between the 6 to the 6-11, 7-10, 8 and 9. Some of those. And then, yeah, I did not have Texas in my Sweet 16. I did have Gonzaga past BYU. So that did stun me. Yeah, BYU didn't have much outside Devonsa. Rink Mast gets a big response. Good with a left-hand finish. That's huge. That's a huge layup there for Nebraska. They need him for the rest of the game. He's got 3 fouls. 11 points now by Rink Mast. Started off, he was firing from the perimeter. Tyler Tanner, top of the key. Still a lot of time left to go. Anything could happen. Nebraska's only down by 1. They are got the odds against them in deep foul trouble, but anything could happen. Not like that, though, for Nebraska. Corner 3 goes down by Devin McLaughlin. This Vanderbilt team getting hot right now at the right time for Vandy. That is the first 3 in the night by McLaughlin, former BC Eagle. From 22 to 24, played for Boston College. Mast, handoff, Hoiberg, curls, cross court. Over to Frager. Frager with a corner jumper. He buries it. Humongous 3 open at the corner by Braden Frager. 13 off the bench by Frager. Top of the key. Into the hands to Tyler Tanner. Tanner dribbles up inside the key. Skip pass, right corner, Duke Miles. Miles at the elbow. Miles inside the key. Miles, kick out, corner. Tanner, open 3. Kaboom, he sinks it. Tyler Tanner, absolutely him. Laser beam from downtown. A 4-point lead for Vandy. 64-60. Tyler Tanner. Takeover game capabilities. He has got 25. And a personal foul charge to Vandy up the court off the reach-in. The clock will stop as we reach the media timeout. 6:35 left to play. Anybody's ball game right now, but the hot hand go to Vanderbilt. 64-60, able to go nuclear as of late from the perimeter last couple possessions. Man, this Vandy team... It's like when you're playing Super Mario Brothers and you power up on the star mode. That's what we're seeing right now. And Nebraska is staying in this game by knocking down shot for shot with Vandy. Like Vandy all of a sudden has got it going on a rapid fire clip. They have found their shot making. They are ripping down corner 3s. And that was not the case in the first half. 11 for 30 right now from 3. This team could not hit a 3 to save their lives in the first half. They were 3 for 15 going into halftime in the first half, and all of a sudden they are 8 for 15 in the second half from 3. If you're new in the stream, smash the thumbs up, hit the like, hit the subscribe. Ring the notification bell as well if you'd like to be notified for future live streams. 25 points by Tyler Tanner. 3 made 3s, 3 assists, 4 steals. This dude... just incredible game, what he's done today. 13 points by Tyler Nickel with 4 made 3s for Vandy. And then the role player stepping up. 9 by Duke Miles, 6 by Akorke. McLaughlin buried a corner 3. Every single starter's buried a 3. That was not the case in the first half where it's just a one-man show. Holy moly. Nebraska, 11 points each. Rank Mass, Price Sandford, Braden Frager's kept... Nebraska right in this game all night long. Braden Frager, 5 for 10, 13 points, off the bench, the leading scorer. Arkansas up against High Point, 45-42. Hit us up in the chat who you guys like to win this one, Vandy or Nebraska. Type it in, Vandy. Type in Big Red if you're going Nebraska. Right now, the poll's pretty close. 56-44 right now. Nebraska up on the poll. $32 points in the second half for Vandy. 3 for 6 for 2. They are red hot from 3. 8 for 15 from the perimeter. In the second half, multiple threes drilled from the corner as well for the Commodores. Nebraska with a possession back from the timeout. 6.5 left. Curling, turning the corner, driving, scoring for Nebraska. Big basket down low. Boyukto able to score it. 2-point game. Vandy with possession. Tyler Tanner at the top of the key. Drives downhill to the cup. Leading in. No good off the mark. A rebound secured by Nebraska. Huge rebound right there because they had been struggling on the defensive glass collecting rebounds. Vandy, big time game of the offensive glass. 11 offensive rebound for the Commodores. Blown a layup as Hoiberg couldn't finish at the rim. It was contested. Rebound back to Vandy. McLaughlin. Outside around the perimeter over to Akorike. Now with number 5, Tyler Nickel. Nickel at the right wing. Handoff to Tyler Tanner. At the top for Vandy. 10 in the shot clock. Number 2, Duke Miles. Defended by Hoiberg off the double team. Gets the way to Tanner. No look pass at the wing. Popping up for a 3. Right down the chute. They've got it. Holy smokes. Tyler Nickel out of a cannon right there. Cans the triple. 5-point lead. Largest one of the game for the Commodores. 67-62. We're around 30 seconds behind due to YouTube delay. No spoilers out in the stream if you guys are new. Coming off the curl, jumper, mid-range, good. Price Sandfort, major bucket there for Nebraska. Down to 5 minutes left to play. Vandy with possession crossing midcourt. If you're just joining in, Vandy was down 14-4 by 10 points in the early stage of the opening half. Tanner at the left baseline draws the double outside to the wing into the hands to Nickel. On top, Miles, push pass, corner 3, McLaughlin off the mark, no good. He was wide open, tipped around, loose ball, bobbled out of bounds, and it went off the Commodores. That was dangerous by Nebraska. They tipped it to the wrong player. And there was a hot potato in and out of the hands underneath the hoop with a wide open hoop by Devin McLaughlin. Just couldn't corral in the loose ball. Man, that is one that Vandy wants back. Should have been an easy 2 as Nebraska tipped it to the wrong player. Trying to save it at the baseline underneath the Vandy hoop. Hit us up in the chat who you guys like to win here. Vandy or Nebraska, type it in. Vandy is shooting the cover off the ball in this second half. They've got the looks going from 3. They're popping down shots left and right. Nebraska pushes up the floor. Jamarcus Lawrence with 4 personal fouls. Lobs it over to Mast. Mast towards his left around the perimeter. Rink Mast dribbles up top of the free throw circle. Mast, 12 of the shot clock. And a reach-in foul charged to Vandy on the Akorike. He's going to stop the clock with 4:27. That's now number 6 for Vandy. 3rd personal foul charged to A.K. Akorike. Next time around, Nebraska will be in the bonus. Inbound for the Cornhuskers. Sam Hoiberg, top of the key. Taking on the Akorike 1-on-1, dribbles up to the elbow. Passes down inside the key to Boyukto and a foul on Vandy. They give one before the shot. Bonus free throws. That's on Chandler Bing. He picks up his 3rd personal. So bonus time 1-1 for Nebraska. 4:18 left to play. Looks like Vandy is going to have a substitution. Duke Miles was on the bench. He's going to come into the game. Multiple players and foul trouble tonight. 4 personal fouls for Nebraska by Jamarcus Lawrence, Hoiberg, Sandfort, and Mast each with 3. And then for Vandy, Bing and Akorike each with 3. 1-1 in the bonus for Nebraska. Birka Barukandel And no good, missed the free throw. Rebound by Vandy. 3-point lead for Vandy off the missed free throw by Nebraska. 32 points in the first half on just 10 for 27 shooting by Vandy in the second half. They got 35 with 4 minutes left on 50% even, 12 for 24 and a half too. In the corner, Duke Miles, bounce pass over to Akereke. Akereke, 10 in the shot clock, dribbles up low block off the double team. Akereke, bounce pass on top, launching the three straight away. No good off the mark by Miles, tipped to the bounds. Last off Vandy. It's going to go back to Nebraska, 3:47 left. And we are under 4 minutes left to go. Immediate timeout here on the floor. 67-64. Vandy 3-point advantage. Incredible battle between these two teams. If you're new in the stream, smash the thumbs up, hit the like, hit the subscribe. What a game indeed in March. Yeah, this is pretty funny. The games that I've chosen, every single game has come down to the wire. South Florida, Louisville. BYU, Texas, Kentucky, Santa Clara, which broke records, I believe, for the most viewed college basketball stream on the channel in 6 years. And then UCLA, UCF, that was down to the wire. I heard the final 3 minutes of regulation took like 35 minutes to complete yesterday. Crazy. Let's see. Vandy this season, close games. Beat Memphis in overtime by 7. But in terms of one possession games, they did lose to Oklahoma, 92-91. Lost to Missouri, 81-80. Lost to Tennessee by 4. Beat Ole Miss, 89-86 overtime. Beat Tennessee by 4, second time around. At Tennessee, regular season finale. Yeah, they haven't played many close games by 1 or 2 possessions for them. Losses early on in the season for a lot of those games for Vandy. They turned it around late, though. That's encouraging. A 4-point win at Tennessee. Game late in the stretch in the clutch. That's huge for them in the regular season finale. That was to spoil Tennessee's Senior Day game, too. Nebraska, late games in clutch time for them. 7-point win against Winthrop. 3-point win at Illinois. That's impressive. That was early on, December 13th, second conference match. 2-point win against Michigan. 3-point win against Ohio State. They were winning these games early on, December and January in early conference play for Nebraska. And then they did lose by 3 at Michigan, January 27th. Lost by 3 in overtime against Purdue. 5-point loss at Iowa, February 17th. Lost in overtime against Iowa. Yeah, Nebraska had been winning a bunch of close games first couple months of the season, but last couple months they haven't been able to win a close game for Nebraska. And then it's been the reverse for Vandy. Vandy struggled out winning close games to start off the season, and now Vandy has been able to win those close games. That one against Tennessee, they beat Tennessee by 4 in the regular season finale. That's a massive win there in a road match at Tennessee. You know, anything could happen right now. 3:47 left to go. 67-64. Nebraska on a scoring drought. No points in the last minute, 25 seconds. As we get it back to action, 3:45 left to go. 3-point game, Nebraska with a possession. And Vandy picks up the personal foul. Bad foul called. They just cleared midcourt. That was a terrible foul reaching in by Vandy. 1-and-1 bonus going to send Nebraska to the free throw line. 3:38 left. Vandy going to substitute Duke Miles back on the floor, number 7. Chandler Bing exits. He's on the bench. And the free throw is good. So that goes down by Sanford on the first one. Second free throw by Nebraska. That one's good as well, so Sanford buries both of them. 67-66, 3:35 left to play. Vandy with possession. Who wants it? This might go into overtime. At the wing, into the hands to Tyler Tanner. Taking over big time in this game tonight. Into the corner of Karake. Bounce past McLaughlin, baseline. Back outside of Karake. 10 on the shot clock. McLaughlin, far side corner. Into the hands to Duke Miles. Launches with 4 to shot clock with a 3. No good. Ton of contact. Referees let him play on. No foul call right there by the refs. Goes back to Nebraska. Nebraska with possession. They get into the hands to Jamarcus Lawrence. Jamarcus Lawrence at the edge of the March Madness logo. Under 3 minutes left to go. And again, Vandy, terrible foul. What are we doing here for Vandy? Bad personal foul away from the basketball, sending Nebraska back to the free throw line with Sanford, who just buried the previous 2 free throws. 1-and-1 bonus once again. 1-and-1 bonus at the free throw line for Nebraska with Price Sanford. Chance to tie with a made free throw. No good off the back rim. A rebound secured by Vandy. Humongous miss right there at the free throw line. This one's coming down to free throws. Vandy 11 for 19, 7 for 10 for Nebraska. Vandy walks up the floor. And Nebraska called in the kicked ball violation. Inbound reset for Vandy, 67-66. Vandy at the top, takes a 3. Nickel, no good off the back rim. A rebound, tipped around. A rebound secured by Sanford for Nebraska. Nebraska with under 2.5 left to go with possession. Sam Hoiberg has it at the edge of the March Madness logo. Dribbles up to the elbow. Sends it off on top to Lawrence. Jamarcus Lawrence, 15 on the shot clock, lobs it over to Mast. Rink Mast, bounce pass underneath inside, goes up and got it, up and in off the backboard for a bear cut for the 2. Lead goes back to Nebraska. 115 decibel courtside at the Paycom Center for Nebraska fans erupting with that bucket there. Cross court for Vandy. At the baseline, McLaughlin goes out to the wing, 14 on the timer for the Commodores. They dribble baseline with Duke Miles, swings it out to the corner. Corner 3, Karake buries it. Holy moly, what a shot right there by AK from the corner. 70-68, 1:42 left to go. As we get the timeout taken on the floor by Vandy, down to 1 timeout left. Nebraska has 2 timeouts remaining, 1 timeout by Vanderbilt. Back and forth we go. Incredible game. If you're new in the stream, smash the thumbs up, hit the like, hit the subscribe. Ring that notification bell if you'd like to be notified for future live streams in the channel. I cover basketball action, college hoops, NBA. Going to be covering a lot of NBA playoffs coming up next couple months. Feel free to keep on coming back to future live streams. Let's do a check-in right now on High Point, Arkansas. High Point. 4-point lead over Arkansas, 56-52, with under 15 minutes left. Vanderbilt comes out, rips down corner triples. Incredible game. 9 fouls for both of these sides, so next time around they'll be in a double bonus. 1 challenge for each team. 1 timeout for Vandy, 2 timeouts for Nebraska. Possession arrow will be Nebraska during the next tie-up as well if there's a 50-50 ball. 1:42 left to go. Nebraska in the backcourt gets the inbounds. Jamarcus Lawrence crosses midcourt on the floor with Hoiberg, Mast, Frager. Number 21 with a Price Sanford, 5th player in the court. Top of the key, Jamarcus Lawrence. At the right wing, Lawrence off the double team. On top, Mast pops up for a 3. Skipped around the rim and out. The follow through is good. Up and in off the glass. Hoiberg scores the putback. 70-70. Minute 15 left to go. Vandy with a possession. Chandler Bing on the floor alongside Tyler Tanner. Number 10 with AK Akorike, Tyler Nickel, and McLaughlin. driving to the cup. Tanner hanging up in the air, scores the 2. Tyler Tanner, what can he do for you? Certified bucket getter. 72-70. 27 by Tyler Tanner. Nebraska, under 50 seconds left to go. Hoiberg slides it out to the top of the key. Back into the hands to Hoiberg from Lawrence. Hoiberg drives inside. No good. Missed the layup. Follow through again. It's good. Rink Mast, the putback. 72-72. What a game here. Down to 30 seconds left to go. Vandy with the basketball. They're going to slow it down. And the tie game might need overtime. 9-second differential between shot clock and game clock. Tanner at the top of the key. Tanner accelerates inside the key. Stumbles off the dribble. Keeps the dribble alive though. Tanner at the baseline. Tanner kick out corner for the shot clock. Flings it inside the key. Floats up the runner. No good off the back rim. Misfire. Nebraska collects the defensive rebound. Here goes Nebraska. Up the floor. You got 2 timeouts. They will go right to the rim. They score. Up and in off the backboard with 2 seconds left to go. And a timeout taken by Vanderbilt. Nebraska, coast to coast in OKC, trying to deliver their first ever program's Sweet 16. The Cornhuskers, Braden Frager, big time in the bright lights tonight in prime time on national TV off the bench for Frager. Off the rebound, Nebraska takes it up the floor. Straight line dribble drive, penetration to the cup. Frager able to swoop in and score the left-hand layup. 2 seconds away for Nebraska. Braden Frager, 15 off the bench for the Huskers. What a game. Man, that was absolute bold. Absolute bold. The 2 timeouts remaining. And instead, they decide to just take it through the teeth of the defense instead of taking the timeout to draw up a play. They take it right to the teeth of the defense, coast to coast off the rebound and score. Man, that has got guts right there. Big time for Braden Frager. 2.2 seconds remaining. Vanderbilt will have the inbound coming up. The find the 2. That was a brilliant pass by Price Sandfort out to the trailer. 2.2 seconds left to go. Vanderbilt with one last shot. They're going to have to go the length of the court. Vanderbilt will need to go the full court distance here. The inbound will be behind Nebraska's hoop. They have to go the length of the court. Off a full court inbound by Vandy. Inbound. Tanner. 3-point shot from full court. Oh, he almost got it. In and out at the buzzer. It's over. Tyler Tanner halfway down. Rattled out. Ball game. Huskers win. That was halfway down off a bank. And it spun out. Nebraska going on to the Sweet 16. Unbelievable finish. What a game. Holy smokes. Tyler Tanner almost had that. Almost. That was insane. Tyler Tanner right before midcourt fires it up, looking for the bank, and he banked it, but it spun around the rim and out. And that's why sports in the tournament is just so cruel. Memories that will last a lifetime in Heartbreak City. Just like that for Vandy tonight. A game of inches, centimeters, and millimeters that came down to a half-court three. Bank that sput out and did not like Vandy. Heartbreaking for Tyler Tanner tonight. For Nebraska, deepest run ever in the NCAA tournament. Sweet 16 for Nebraska. They're going to be taking on Illinois. Or no, beg my pardon, Florida. Yeah, Florida. Yeah, beg my pardon, Florida. Illinois is at the bottom with Houston. So Florida, Iowa, whoever wins that one. Florida, Iowa, whoever wins that one, Nebraska's going to take on. It's Houston and Illinois. That's the bottom part. So whoever wins that Illinois-Houston game would then get matched up with a winner of Nebraska versus Iowa-Florida winner. What a game. Man, that's tremendous right there. Just both of these teams play their hearts out tonight. This is what everybody just, if you're the March Madness fan and love college basketball, to see a game like this, highly entertaining from start to finish, just holy smokes, what a battle. Absolutely incredible battle between these two teams tonight. This was an incredible 5 versus 4 battle, and as indicated by the spread, it got that type of matchup here tonight. What a game. Final score, Nebraska 74, 72 Vandy. Congratulations to the Huskers. First ever second weekend appearance in program history. They were 0-8 entering the bracket. Now they're 2-8 as a program. They were 0-8 in first round matches. 2-8 now as a program in the tournament with 2 straight victories in a row. And going to take on the winner of Iowa-Florida in the Sweet 16. If you enjoyed the stream, smash the thumbs up, hit the like, hit the subscribe. Feel free to join in tomorrow. I'm hoping to be back live tomorrow. Kentucky against Iowa State around 2:45 tomorrow in the afternoon. And then probably going to lean towards covering UConn UCLA tomorrow night as well. So feel free to join in. You guys, the real legends, MVPs out here on the stream. And we're going to close out to the channel members tonight. All channel members get a shout out at the end of each and every single one of my live streams. We have Jason, John, Michael Bradley, Joe, Lonely Satellite, Warren, the Naija player, Norma, Kelly, Ogie, Russell, Rydog, Astros fan for life, All on the Prowl, I Am Ghost, Ian, Edith, SGA Sports Talk, and Elaine. Big 10 looking really good in the bracket. I believe they're now 11-2 in this tournament for the Big Ten. Big Ten over the SEC in a thriller. Nebraska picks up the victory, 74-72. Braden Frager, game-winning layup with 2 seconds left to go. Coast-to-coast off a rebound for the Cornhuskers. And it came down to a game of inches. Missed shot on a half-court heave at the buzzer. Spud out off the shot attempt by Tyler Tanner. Incredible game by him. Heartbreak for him. Played his heart out, but finished with 27. Incredible game by him, but congrats out to Nebraska. Frager, just unbelievable game. Scoring the game-winning layup tonight off the bench for the Huskers. Thanks for joining in, everybody, and enjoy the rest of your Saturday night.